ladies and gentlemen, to episode 47 of the Glory Days podcast. We are back
with a double header.
A double header today for today's episode.
So that's why we were late. Sorry.
The Melbourne away games we are covering. Will wants to say something, but I'm going to cut him off because it's probably not important.
No,
First of all, to our viewers at home.
47 and 48?
No, it's
No,
just
just
47.
one episode.
Okay.
Big mega episode.
Because our viewers have been waiting long enough.
Absolutely. Now, apologies for not getting an episode out last week. We were all busy, and I don't like
Christmas
to say
happened.
I don't like to
Yes.
say slurs on this channel, but lots of us had jobs.
I'm sorry for having a life, Alex.
Well, why are you pissed at me? Why are you annoyed at me?
My grandmother is calling me.
Your grandmother.
Should we get your grandma on the pod, bro?
What are your thoughts on Adam Griffiths?
Can we get your grandmother on the...
Hello.
Can we get speaker on? Get speaker on with.
Hello. I did. Sorry I have to call you back. I'm recording a podcast right now. It's okay. No, don't sweat it. But what are your thoughts on Adam Griffiths? He was here? Okay, cool. He's the new Glory manager. Anyway, I'll call you back after the pod. All right, bye.
That's staying in.
That's a fine.
What did she say?
She said, who's that?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well, anyways,
line.
plenty of stuff to get
line.
into today.
Yeah.
First of all, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas to all of the lovely people at home.
To all our viewers.
Yes, and we are in 2026 officially, and I had a little bit of fun with the guys, Glory haven't lost in 2026 before we swiftly set the record straight.
Yep.
But let's get into the first portion of the Melbourne away trip, that being the Melbourne City game. We're going to get into
something, Alex.
What did I forget?
What else happened?
When?
Christmas, New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy
man.
birthday. Well, did you like the
Thanks.
photo that Alex put out?
No.
You idiots.
Can you just put that
Yes.
on the thing?
Oh, sorry. Well, I didn't realise it was your birthday. I would have wished you happy birthday. You didn't
That's
post the
right.
balloons.
It's all right.
Like,
I did.
Gareth
I did
Gareth
post the
wished
balloons.
him happy
oh,
birthday.
did he post the
Gary-
balloons?
Gareth
Well, it
wished
wasn't on my
me
For You page, so.
Ooh.
Damn. I've got
So,
emotion. Yeah, I hate
we'll
you.
begin with Melbourne City. So, yeah, we won that game
Sorry, Will.
3-1. It was a hat trick from Tom Lawrence. We had a lot of thoughts from the viewers, so we'll smash through these. So, Daniel Del Barello, he said the first half was one of the best 45 minutes Perth Glory have played in a long time. City dominated the stats after the break, but Glory dug deep, defended their lead and showed real grit, a performance Glory fans haven't seen in years. Jeff Mason, he said, what has Adam Griffiths done to Freeney? New player. Peter Allen, outside of his brain fade at the end, Sutton's distribution with his feet is class. Freeney is growing into a top 10 midfielder in the league, and Lawrence is finally cooking. What a win. We look a far better team away from home when we don't have to try break down a deep defence. Matt Olsen, he said it felt like watching Glory during the mid-2010s, constant entertainment, fighting spirit, packed away end at Melbourne, and a decent foreign signing leading the way. Muller, delete David Zrulich from your grey matter. Tom Sato, he said, I've developed a carpal tunnel syndrome from taking the lids off and on again every week. Georgie Shandor and Joya. I thought Soleimani ran the channels quite well against Adelaide, and this week he did even better. Won't get the plaudits, but he has got a bit of speed to him, which stretched the City backline enough for Big Tommy to get his space. Only negative, we needed this win last week at home. BK Phantom, let's keep this away form up and improve our home form, and then I can see us easily making the top 6. Jordan, what a brilliant away day. Could have had 5. Tom Lawrence is here and is coming for the Johnny Warren medal. We sat back well in the second half. Woots and Caltech superb. If we can score 3 with Trent, Soleimani and Pennington in attack, imagine us with our best attack. Optus Stadium soon. Ethan, Will Freeney should be attracting plenty of attention from Europe. What a great match from him. Lachlan, Freeney absolutely superb in midfield. Lawrence, great hat-trick. Sutton good, apart from the poor mistake resulting in the goal. Talking to Amos, he said he's fit and ready but didn't get chosen. But even then, our midfield has been amazing. Stompy, second game of the season, we lost 4-0 to City in one of our worst matches ever. Now we turn up and win, well, he said 3-0, but 3-1.
Should have been 3-0.
Should have been 3-0. Yes, we didn't have Lawrence then, but the glow up is insane across the board. Props to everyone. Ethan, what do I give Matt Sutton? He was really good, like 8 or 9 until the blunder. Well, we're not the ones telling you what to choose. It's your rating. So,
cheers, mate.
Yep. Thanks, Ethan. Pockle.
Jesus.
What a phenomenal weekend of football. Well-deserved hat-trick from Lawrence. Can't wait for the rest of the season. Aston, Freeney, unreal. James Merritt, awkward moment when our away form is better than our home form. Time to play the rest of the season away from home. We'll also add in Unders Drillich. I always thought Osler was just an okay player. Under Griffiths, Osler is making me eat my own words. He had a strong first half. Daniel Fieldgate had control from the start. Lawrence will get the plaudits, and rightly so, but for me, Wilfrini played like a man possessed. Easily his best performance in a Glory shirt. Set the tone from the first minute. This wasn't luck. It wasn't a smash and grab win. It was a statement win. Daniel Griffo's post-match press conference was gold, and James Andrew, outstanding performance.
This is also sad to read, knowing that next week we lost.
Well, let's
get the
stick with
positive.
yeah.
No, I know.
We'll get the positivity
Let's get all
going.
happy and
And then
giddy
we'll go,
before we
actually.
We're shit again.
inevitably come back.
Okay, can we get some initial thoughts from the City game?
Suleimani, Franey, everyone played well, but Suleimani and Franey and Lawrence went to another level.
I would like to also say Suleimani, fantastic game. I know
we've shat on him before,
Yeah.
but he's what we needed from Blair.
exactly.
Oh yeah,
James, I know
exactly niche.
I know with you being an ethnic Greek, according to Will Wyatt, that you're not a fan of Mr. Albania Suleimani. But I thought he had a fantastic game. Actually, I thought his movement was fantastic. I thought he was unlucky not to get on the score sheet. I think he just lacks that proficiency in front of goal right now. But I think they're absolutely correct in saying that his movement and his decision-making with his runs made plenty of space for Tom Lawrence.
Well, he was integral to the 2 goals that we scored in the
Absolutely.
first, 20 minutes?
Absolutely.
For Tom Lawrence. So, hey, we thought in those first few games where he, started the season that he didn't look all that fantastic bar his movement, which was a fair criticism, but
Of course.
he was finding his feet. And look, I thought he was excellent. I thought all of our players were excellent in that game. The front four was really good, and, now we understand why Stan was working that hard to bring in Tom Lawrence to begin with. Not Mario Balotelli, as he, stressed, but
I still think he would have cooked.
Balotelli?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
No way.
He would never have
He would have cooked for 4 games and
But I would have loved to have seen it.
Griffo versus Balotelli would have been an all-timer. I can't lie.
The Lion versus Mario.
Yeah, bro.
Super Mario versus
that would have been absolute cinema.
It would have been. So there was just the one change. It was Bozanovsky who came in. Cal Timmins was out with a calf strain.
Besides Lawrence, by the way, that he's signing of the season so far. Bozza.
Yeah.
Besides
I'd say,
Tom.
I'd say over Lawrence,
No,
honestly.
mate, you can't belt a
Bozza-
hat-trick in and then...
He scored... You know what?
The thing is, though,
Don't do this. Pennington at left wing.
no,
Don't
no.
start this.
it's hard because both Bozanovsky and Lawrence came in. We all had high expectations. It's not like Bozanovsky, he was like, just some youth player who hadn't proven
I will
himself
say,
yet.
I think Bozanovsky has been so integral to our midfield in these games that we have
Yes, he
played.
has.
I genuinely don't know if we win a lot of these games that we have won without Bozanovsky, whereas I can make the argument for every game, apart from that City game, that we could have won it without Tom Lawrence. Apart from maybe the Jets.
Valid.
Maybe
so
the
the
Jets.
Jets, no. We wouldn't beat the Jets without Tom Lawrence.
Yeah, because he scored.
Correct.
But
Every
with
game that he didn't
Bozanovsky,
score.
every game we've won,
Okay, but also-
every game we've won, Bozanovsky has been a top,
I
either our
agree.
best, second, or third best
But
player.
I would rather
Yeah, but-
Lawrence over Bozza. Purely because we
that's-
have...
that's
we-
fair,
No,
but-
because, no, as in like in terms of a signing, because we had so many more midfielders that we could have covered some gaps, whereas we were lacking so much attacking depth, like a 10, like Lawrence.
But
can
this was
be.
the point that we made in the first pod before the season, where it was like Bozanovsky, we weren't doubting him as a player, but it
Correct.
was like
We already had
we've
so
already
many
got so many of
midfielders.
these. Is like
Yeah.
doing it, but mate,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
egg on my face, no worries, because
Yeah.
I was the one that
He starts over
I had the
every
biggest
midfielder we
tantrum out
have.
of anyone that he signed, but mate, he's shutting me up. He's playing out.
I don't think we can discount Cowtack and Wooten, though, because I think they've been crucial and consistent every single game. Well, pretty much.
Well, Griff was taking
Yeah.
them to another level, I would say.
Yeah.
Because they were, okay in those first 2 games under Driller and then even in pre-season, but then once Griff has come in, and particularly after the bye, they've...
We knew this would happen, though. You have a defensive-minded coach who's built his reputation off of strong defensive performances. No shit, your marquee centre-back signings, your visa centre-back signings, high-level experienced A-League defenders are going to go to a new level compared to your coach that focuses on counter-press and inshallah.
Well, he can deal with that now in China. Now he's assisting Ross Eloisi, David Drillich. So,
This is literally the definition of get ready to learn Chinese, bro.
Why are all the good Australian coaches now just going to China? Ross Eloisi gone,
Yeah.
John Eloisi gone, Nick Montgomery gone.
Western Sydney are fucked when they inevitably...
Everyone is going to fucking China.
What, so 3 coaches? Is everyone going to China?
No, all the good free agent coaches, apart from Kisnorbo and
Yeah.
John Brady, are now in China.
Well, that's why Wanderers are now looking at John Hutchinson.
John,
Wait.
So, on the game...
That'll fix it, guys.
Yeah.
You know what? You go. I'll
sure?
bring it up. I'll bring it up later.
Okay. So I thought we controlled the first part of the game really well. So probably for the first 20, 25 minutes, I thought we were really good.
Oh, yeah.
How much of it do we put it down to us being good or City being unusually shit? Now, with the obvious caveat that was their third game, I think, in a week.
I think 50-50.
Yeah, I'd say 50-50, but also I think you have to look at the way Griffo approached the game as well, because I think he took into account how much action City had played, and he knew a fast start was the key to winning.
Yeah.
He really just said, I think he said in the first 30 minutes, we just go all out attack because their defense is going to be tired. Let's just push as hard as we can. And it worked.
Yeah.
But I also think we saw again, I said this in the group chat after the City game. I can't remember who the comment was. It was on our account. It was like Griffo's showing that he's not up to the task tactically and he's going to be outclassed as an A-League manager. Shut up. That's
Shut up,
that
bro.
was so unfair to say after a couple of narrow 1-0 losses. Like, I understand that you were so used to Dave
that was
ball.
Christos.
Right.
I think.
Christos.
I hope you understand now that you are just so wrong in every way. Because we weren't even this harsh on Dave after half a season. We were giving him chance after chance. I understand it's frustrating to lose at home, regardless of who the manager is. But to say that after a couple more losses, that was just pure rage. There's no logic behind that.
Nah, it's because he's
And
not
the way
playing
we lost
Birighitti.
it, the way we lost
Because
in
he's
those
not playing
games as well.
Birighitti wasn't even on the squad list.
But it's the way we lost in those games as well that gives me confidence, because
Correct.
Sydney is a game that we should have won, let alone gotten a point from.
Mate, he's won the same amount of games as Rillick did in 23 less.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're talking about, he's not. I don't know why that comment just really annoyed me, and I'm just so glad that we managed to do well against City, the defending champions.
Yeah.
And Griffo clearly showed he knew what he was doing tactically.
Starting on the first goal that Tom scored, I thought that's the best that we've moved the ball this season, where it was sudden down back, hoofing. For as much as he hoofed it long, it was coordinated well to Osler. He did well to bring it down, flick it over to Suleimani. Suleimani did really well to get past Bonatig.
Brilliant.
Then finds Osler again, cut back to Tom Lawrence, and that's what we're wanting to see, really. In
That
terms
was
of
football.
A side that can actually play football
was
and use the ball
football.
and go
Yeah,
forward and look a little bit
exactly.
exciting whenever they do attack. We've not
Byline
seen that in a
cutback.
fair bit.
I actually do think that, like you said, would have been part of the game plan of just go at them early. Because I think this is a big discussion on A-League Twitter and just before the City game about why have they just gone to shit? Like, why are they performing in Asia and not performing in the A-League? Yeah. And I said this on my Twitter, and I think, everyone here would probably echo the sentiment of this is a young squad missing several key players. You've had pretty much all of your big senior names out with an injury at some point. Rashani's out injured.
No
Brian
Lecky
just came back.
No
Lecky, he's out injured.
Yep. And they've also played, it's the third game in 8 days.
Yeah,
that was the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many big name players out injured. And then you've got young players that were expected to take a big role this season. Matseo out injured. Lawrence Wong out injured. They've been gutted in terms of their squad depth. And on top of that, top of that,
it's mid. Yeah,
their lineup for Sydney.
Yeah. On top of that as well, 3 games in 8 days.
I don't know.
3 games in 8 days when A-League footballers just aren't conditioned to that because of how short our league season actually is comparatively. I think we did really well. And this is what we've seen from Griffo, is that regardless of who we're up against, he wants to play that high intensity, sort of just smash and bash in the midfield, get the pressure on, win the ball, and we can go again.
I think because we see it especially away from home, where it's like the moment we get the ball, and because our midfield too, and it kind of links in well to the second goal, because it was Romani that was on the ball. He cuts inside, and he's got Bozanovsky that's nibbling at him and trying to get the ball off him. And then Freeney comes in and goes, right, fuck off. And the ref could have given a foul, but didn't. Then Glory quickly transitioned. Then Lawrence finds the ball to release Suleimani. Suleimani did well again to engage his opponent, get a bit of territory, cut inside, and then Lawrence, he didn't even take a touch, he just whacked it in. But that's the thing, it's like when you're having a midfield composition like that, that's what we should be expecting. But I guess the natural caveat, which we'll then talk about in the victory game, is you lose a bit technically in the sense of being able to pick those passes out and I guess kind of control games a little bit more. But any thoughts on Tom Lawrence's first 2 goals?
I just think it's just class personified, really, isn't it? Like, this is the player we thought we were going to be getting. I think it's taken him. I mean, you can even tell. Obviously, we'll touch on after the game and all the antics of everyone seemed quite happy with themselves after the game, and as they should.
Yeah,
he seems like he's settled in. and he just needed.
I'd agree.
He needed a few weeks to really understand what the A-League's about, what the environment's like, how much of a physical presence you actually need. Because I don't know about you guys, that was the most like physically dominant I've seen him. He wasn't like trying to use his feet. He was more just barging his way into a player and winning the ball off that because he knew.
Sort of like Machach from Victory a few seasons ago.
And he's surprisingly strong, eh?
He's very. I was not expecting him. I always thought he was like a quick on his feet type player because we saw at home in the 2 games we lost 1-0.
Yeah,
he was very much a quick feet, try and dribble around the player he's on, and then he'd lose it.
Yeah,
and then we saw in the City game he was much more like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna barge you off, and it works. And I think he just needed a few weeks to realize, okay, this isn't a fast footwork gets you places league. This is if you're going to come at me, I'm going to barge you off, and then I'll have the space to use my feet to get around the next player because I've created that space.
Yeah.
And I think we saw that with his runs in behind as well, just the playmaking. Like, there was that one chance where he lofted it straight over the top. Who was it for? Was it for Suleimani?
Suleimani.
Yeah, fantastic ball.
There were a few times he did that, though.
Yeah, that's what so my point being is, like, I think he's figured out what you need to do to be a successful playmaker and attacker in this league.
Yeah.
And it's been so long since we've had someone who can play deep or up front and play those long balls to pinpoint perfection to the feet of whoever he's passing it to. Or a pass in behind, which we saw in even the 2 away games we went and saw with the Jets and MacArthur. Those passes in behind were fantastic. So I think this was always going to happen, that he was going to have a game where we really saw Tom Lawrence, and I was just really glad that he managed to do it against someone as good as Melbourne City have been.
Alex, thoughts on the goals?
I mean,
pretty much just echo the sentiment that Will had there. Look, we knew Tom Lawrence was going to be class, but I did not expect that kind of level of performance. I will say as well, you got to give credit to the people that surrounded him there. Suleimani especially, I think that was the best game that he's had in his career.
He was fantastic.
Easily the best game he's had in his career. And look, I thought Osler had a decent game.
He was solid.
Pretty decent game.
He was good.
Pennington I actually thought was all right that game as well. Obviously, you're not going to get the kind of attacking output out of him that you'd get out of other players, but I thought he backed up pretty solid, kept possession when needed. Even Freeney and Bozanovsky were doing quite well with their ball progression. I did say this when we signed Bozanovsky. He's a really good ball carrier. He is going to help us a lot on transition.
Yeah.
I do think that he had a really good game for that. Freeney as well, even.
Oh, Freeney was on another level, man.
I do think he's getting better.
Remember that block he made?
Oh my God, the last ditch tackle. The last ditch tackle. I forgot who it was. I think it was on Caputo, was it? Or Kanamori?
That'd be about right, yeah.
I can't remember, but he made a fucking beautiful tackle.
He looked like he gained 10 years of experience.
No, to be fair, Will was outstanding, and it will kind of be reflected in our post-match player ratings, but yeah, he was, I thought, very solid. Matt Sutton did well to keep us in the game. I think early where there was the shot from Kuhn from like 1 metre out, and good reflex save. But you know, we've seen those go in. Suleimani probably should have scored in this game as well. He was played in by Tom Lawrence and was kind of on the left and tried to poke it past.
That touch cooked him.
His
touch cooked him. He tried to open up and he just didn't get the touch on it. It stayed on his left, and he had to try and flick it in with his right.
Yeah, just didn't quite wear it from. But I think if he got that goal, it would have been.
Good for his confidence.
Well, it would have rounded out what was a fairly solid performance, because that's what you need if you're going to sit deep. You need a striker, and we sort of saw it today with Wellington with Eze, how we just doesn't stop running, and if you're going to sit deep, you need an outlet. And
that game surprised me. 3-0 against an informed Brisbane team at a sold-out stadium.
Well, we play them soon, so hopefully we can copy and paste. Sam Sutton probably could have added to our lead as well. There was the
crossbar.
Quick passing combination that had Freeney and Pennington involved. Played in, Sutts tried to cross it, and then the ball came back to him, and then he smacked it off the crossbar. We should have been well and truly home after half now, with at least 3 or 4,
and I think
maybe.
We'll be saying this again in about 45 minutes.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Not much else happened in the first half. I think.
Not much else happened, but like I was just going through the stats of the game.
Yeah.
And in comparison to when we last played Melbourne City, just obviously it's a big difference.
Yes.
But like then I got curious about what about all the other games in comparison with Griffo and Dave, and here I am yet again here to cause havoc and talk about David. We've created about, I think, since Griffo took over, 21 big chances,
right,
in all games.
Yeah,
right, which is
that'd be about right.
That's pretty good, right?
That's about how many games has he been in charge?
9.
So Yeah, just over 2 a game.
Just over 2 really big chances.
2.3 a game.
Yeah, which is pretty good for a league that we've had a bit of a drop off in goals.
Well, relative to last season especially.
And I was just going to say, how many big chances do we think that we had? Like, I think, let's say the last 5 games of Dave's career.
How many we created all up?
Yes.
In the last 5 games of his...
So we had I think we had 14 big chances in Griffo's last 5 games.
I would say 5.
6 or 7.
4.
I believe it was 5.
Oh,
But we have to understand. I think it was either 5 or 6. But you have to understand
Not
those
6 or 7.
Those 2 games that involved those were anomalies because they were Adelaide and Phoenix right at the end of the season when no one was trying. So when it came to actually playing against teams where they were trying, we created between 0 and 1 in all those games.
Yeah, but that checks out because we had no real method of attack under Driller. It was just chaos.
That's so fucked now that you mention it. That we scored 4 against Adelaide and we only created about 5 chances.
Yeah, it's cooked, but that's the thing. It just shows that this team under the Griff has evolved so much, and I still think it's got plenty more levels to hit.
I feel like we can still reach another level, but that City game's the most like the best performance I've seen. I like attack sort of play, like link up wise.
I think it worked because it had the conditions to work. Because if we think of the previous away games and the Griff, we looked. Particularly against MacArthur, we looked at our best from an attacking sense when we had space to attack and could transition.
Yep.
We looked shit and clueless whenever we have to have more of the ball, like 60% of it. That's why City in the second half, they're obviously a better technical side, so they were getting into better areas, but they still couldn't really test us all that much. I think what were the stats?
I just felt like we played simpler in a way and it was better.
If
that makes sense.
Well, they had all game 16 shots, 4 on target. Meanwhile, we had 12 shots, 8 on target, which is a big outlier considering that whenever we do attack under Griff, we don't tend to get that many shots on target anyway. So we were finding Melbourne City's penalty box, getting in there a lot easier, and we were creating some good chances. And then when it came to Lawrence's 3rd goal, shout out to Quiet and Go, because we will touch on that a little bit later, but we talk about players needing output, and he's certainly improved in that regard. It was a great counter attack that he led, drove through, played a great ball to the advantage of Tom Lawrence, and then he found Tags. Tags had his shot saved by Patrick Beach, but then the parry fell straight into the path of Tom Lawrence and just a simple tap in, and he celebrated in front of not just the Glory fans based in Melbourne, but also the Barmy Army.
Bro, that was so hard for me though. Like going through my head, I was like, I want Taggart to score so he can get his confidence up, but I also want Lawrence to score so he can get his hat trick.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, please.
Yeah. So thoughts on the?
It was a win-win.
Thoughts on the goal?
Yeah.
Well, it's like you said,
solid.
Really well done from Kwa.
Yeah.
I thought that we were about to fuck up that counter attack so bad.
Same.
I thought we lost it. I was like, nah, man, you can't be serious. And then when Lawrence plays the ball to Tags, I'm like, well, shit, he's offside.
That's what I thought.
Immediately, I was like, he's offside, isn't he?
Yeah. And then
and he wasn't. So
and he wasn't. But I mean, what did you think of the goal as well, by the way?
Oh, it's just a sucker punch, really. Like it's football at its peak. You have a team bombing up, trying to get 1 goal to get back into the game, and then you hit on the counter. It's the basics. Like we've been saying this since he came in. The team is just doing basics all over again.
Yeah.
I'd guarantee you, if it was Dave and we're up 2-0 by some bloody miracle, it's just going to be like some kind of G-Gen press or some stupid inverted whatever. Like there's too much data in the world. You know what I mean?
All right, guys, we're going to the 7-3-2 inverted ball sack formation.
We would have passed backwards. I don't know. I just feel like we wouldn't have taken that chance to go and get that third. We would have done something stupid.
Yeah.
Because that was so often the case. When you see an obvious chance to do something good, you do the wrong thing.
Well, the Bozo gene did come out towards the end of the game with Matt Sutton, who had been flawless pretty much all game, and then that almost caused Griff
to be fair,
I
don't think it would have happened if we were we were drawing.
No, well,
I think he just got a bit.
He just kind of got a bit complacent,
just a bit.
Hey guys, check this out. Oh, just one of those moments.
Yeah, he's just doing it so he doesn't go in January or something.
He is a former Melbourne City player, so possible agent Matt Sutton there. So
also, I just want to apologise. I low-key didn't mean to, obviously.
Yep.
Kind of lied about the whole big chances thing. I got it wrong. I was reading
You
the
could
wrong
have just
side.
said. You could have just not said anything. It's not like the.
No,
people,
I know,
it's
but
not like the
just-
people at
I
home are
was
going to
just
check
gonna
the.
say, I was just in
fucking
case
stats.
someone was going to, like, the Western Sydney Wanderers bloke's going to fact check me and go, actually, no. But no, so they were fairly similar. But that's where the whole have we finished discussing the game, or because
We're still. there.
We'll touch on that point and then we can do like a wrap up.
Can we do the player ratings all at once?
all I
No.
was
No.
going to
Game,
say
game
was
by
that
game.
we can then get to what Griffo said in his press conference about the data, which I just made the joke about.
Oh, right.
The fact that statistically XG is
Yes.
very similar to what we've been producing under Dave says a lot. Like, I've been going through some of the games. I compared the last 5 games we played to the last 5 games of Dave,
Yeah.
and our XG was actually fairly similar.
Yeah, but XG is a useless stat, Will.
No, that's exactly my point. That
XG measures the quality of the shot. So it wasn't like
quality of the chance.
the quality of the chance. So we would get into some good area, like under Dave. Every now
No.
and again, we'd somehow find ourselves in a position to
No.
shoot,
Actually.
but it was very infrequent. But even still, under Griff,
Mm.
it's not changed dramatically because
Yes.
we've not seen a complete jump
I
in
think
goals
our
just
XG
yet.
with Dave would come from one really decent chance we'd create all game,
Yep.
whereas Griffo, you get a cumulative amount of shots that equal the same amount of XG because you had 10 more shots that were maybe all half chances or maybe one really big chance in there as well. But
Yeah.
then with Dave, you might have like one super big chance the whole game,
Pretty much.
and that was it. So it was like a 1 XG chance because you should be putting that way and then somehow, I'm not going to name names, would miss.
Shout out to the Glory away fans and even the Barmy Army. It was good to have them on board just to create a little bit of atmosphere.
They were
with,
literally louder than the City fans.
Well, where were they?
I have something to say.
Uh-oh.
Well,
dear.
It was good that they got involved. Don't get me wrong, it was fantastic. It was funny.
Yes.
But also, they weren't even singing chants. They were just going, "We are the army."
They did join in a few
They did.
chants.
Army, army.
Honestly, I don't have a problem with it. I rate it, mate. They came to support us, so I don't have a
No,
problem
I
with
don't.
it.
But I don't have a
They
problem
did
with
just-
it.
no, they did join in a few
just came to watch a
choreographs,
game
yeah.
of
I know.
football.
Yeah,
I don't
I
really
know.
think they
But
cared
it was
about
really
the
funny.
team.
No, they came to watch Tom Lawrence.
Yeah, true. And Scotty won.
I know a few people in the Melbourne City Active, and they were losing their mind after the game, saying, "We just got outsung by the Barmy Army." You guys came to Perth after we beat. You came into Melbourne after
Yep.
we beat you 4-0,
Yep.
and then you come in with the Barmy fucking Army and beat us 3-1. What is happening? Like he was so lost. What was it? He said the whole thing was a fever dream. Like, he had no idea.
But that's the thing. It made for a really good atmosphere in itself. So
Yeah, it was
that-
brilliant.
and it probably did help us out when we needed to, and just the noise when we did
I think
score.
so. The vibes after the game.
Oh, mate.
Like, Tom was loving
Yeah.
every
Yeah,
second.
I
of it.
I need to ask Tom Lawrence and Scott Wood, and what would you prefer, 60,000 singing your name at Old Trafford or getting chants at Amy Park from the Barmy Army?
I think Woods would prefer the party. Yeah. I don't think Tommy would. I don't think Tommy likes the Barmy Army very much.
Were there any final thoughts, just quickly, on the City game?
We
We win good.
we smashed them, I guess. It wasn't a smash and grab. I don't know.
No, this
We
was
cooked him.
a complete. This is. I said this on the last
Domination.
podcast we did. To be fair,
Yep.
how nice it would be if we could travel to Amy Park against Melbourne City, like we did with the Andy Keogh days, and somehow come out with this remarkably well done.
It was a very
win.
Kenny-esque performance.
Genuinely, like Tom Lawrence did the Andy Keogh role to perfection.
Yeah.
Just popping up in the exact areas you want for a tap in,
Yeah.
and then getting in behind for the third goal, which
Yep.
is exactly what Andy would
Very
do.
Keogh-esque,
But
yeah.
instead, he was onside every time, basically, and
Yep.
he wasn't as slow as a dump truck. So he was actually had the
Keogh
pace.
had wheels initially.
When we first got him, yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
man.
the last season,
the
yeah.
last 2
His
seasons.
knee went at
I
that
don't
point,
know,
but yeah.
bro.
But
Like,
to be- but-
yeah,
but
just
it was
played
in quap.
Prime Andy Keogh
Yeah.
is arguably one of the best strikers the league has ever
Easily.
seen.
Easily.
Genuinely a generational talent for the league.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, like, it was so nice
Yep.
to have a depleted attack, but yet you had that one player, similar to a certain Spaniard we'd have, that
Yep.
would just raise the levels around him and make everyone else play the football you want to see.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Alex?
I'm just trying to compare it in my mind now about how Tom Lawrence, when surrounded by Osler Pennington and Soleimani, how similar that is to Castro when we had him surrounded with, Harold Chianese and Fabio Ferreira.
Taggart even as well.
Even not even Taggart at some points, man. We had him surrounded by fucking Brent and Santa Lab.
Fabio Ferreira was a good one.
Oh,
he was good.
No,
He
you're,
was
you're probably more thinking of like the era with like Jamal Reyners and
Yeah.
Guillermo
Yeah.
Fernandez
And not like prime Chris Harold, like I'm kind of tapped out. Bro. I kind of want to be a lawyer now.
Yeah, I just
lie.
bought a new.
I just bought a house. I'm having a kid. I don't really care anymore.
Bombs. Yeah.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, just really good performance, top to bottom. I can't
miss
really.
Fabio.
I miss him as well. He was
I
really
just
good.
crushed my finger.
He was
But yeah,
nice
no,
one, idiot.
Just good performance, top to bottom. To be completely honest, I genuinely
Except for
think.
Sutton at the end.
And aside from that, he was.
Aside from that.
I mean, I think this is a game that I'm going to remember personally as a Soleimani fanboy. Not really, but
Wow.
you know, I actually think this is a really good game.
So
for
now you
Soleimani.
like Soleimani and Nat Blair.
No.
I think Soleimani has
I
a
like
better
Soleimani.
physique than Blair.
Well, should we discuss the current transfer rumor going around? We might as well because we mentioned.
Well,
his
yeah,
name.
Stop.
Why?
Josh hasn't given his take on the game.
No, we're just saying Nat
did.
Blair's
Well, it was like 5 seconds long.
Nat Blair's likely.
Yeah,
to
no,
go
I
on
said,
loan to
I said,
Mariners, so-
online.
I said Soleimani has a better physique
But-
than Nat Blair.
Oh, but that's not your take on the game.
Well, what do you think of the game?
The City game.
Yes. But is there much to expand on, Josh?
Wait, what else do you want me to say?
I don't know. We've all said something. What is your take?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I said I thought we killed
Smashed
him.
him.
We smashed them, but I just thought we killed them. They were cooked, and we scored it. I do think, though, I will say,
Yeah.
we dominated because we scored it early. If we hadn't have scored early and they scored early, they would have parked the bus, and most likely the game would have been different because we
agree.
struggled. We
that.
struggle to crack down teams when they park the bus
Very good
against
take.
us, and we'll speak about that later. But
Yeah.
that's all I
See,
can add.
there we go.
So,
Hey, you remember the Elise interviews at Crystal Palace? Just like, oh, Michael, can you describe that goal? Oh yeah, I just got the ball and I shot and I scored it.
Yeah.
it's almost like Griffo's interviews now.
Remember Despo's one after he
Yeah,
scored the
I just kind of headed it in.
it just hit my head.
Yeah.
Mate, we played well. I don't have much to say because it's not good content, clearly by our views.
Right.
AFTV, we played like shit. No. All right.
When is it gonna end?
So we do the ratings for the Melbourne City game.
Yep.
So Matt Sutton, you guys gave him a 7.3. We gave him a 6.1. Chabelle
No, who did that? Because I gave him I think I gave him an 8.
I gave him a 5.
You gave him a 5.
Mate, he was an 8.
all right.
It was a
Yeah.
silly mistake.
Okay,
We can-
listen to me, all right? Listen to me. I would have given him an 8 if not for that mistake. That mistake was a shitter. I'm sorry.
Took him down 3 notches.
3 notches.
Huh? Yeah,
That's
8 to 5.
30%.
He made some great saves, but overall, he made.
Yeah, but
he
don't
made
you remember
three-
that
he made
save he-
Look, he made 3 saves overall. One of which was an insanely good close range
reaction
save.
save. Yeah.
Absolutely. However, he also made a really stupid mistake that stopped us from getting a historic clean sheet. At
Yeah, but
Emmett
it evens out each other.
Well,
He prevented like a guaranteed goal, and he let in a stupid goal.
Okay, sure. Give him a 6.
A 7. You can't. We won. You can't.
Well, to be fair,
Nah,
you
I'm
didn't give
giving- I'm
Griffo a
giving
10 when we beat Western Sydney 1-0.
No.
Yeah, that was the thing. Everyone else gave him a 10. You didn't give him a 10. You gave him an 8.
Yeah, because we only won 1-0.
Whoa, fuck.
So going down. Oh, we're not doing this.
Mate, it's Western Sydney. They're 11th.
I'm not doing this
I-
again.
in a bit of trouble.
I gave him a 5 purely just because the mistake. Okay, the mistake was so bad. I'm sorry. If he tried to play it out from the back and cook the pass, I mean,
Yeah.
I'd understand it. Whatever, sure. Sometimes you give a shit pass. He just fucking stood there while someone took the
that's
ball off
fair.
him.
There was like that meme on like TikTok where like the guy like gets this. It's like English 3rd division or 4th division even, and he gets. He's like, I'm not happy with the reaction of my goalkeeper who just lost the ball and just stood there. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, yes, James. The meme on TikTok. My favourite.
Still better than Onana.
Chunk.
dickhead. Shamoon, you guys gave. Wow, we are so back, viewers. Shamoon, you guys gave him a 7.1. We gave him a 6.9.
The barber.
Caltac, you guys gave him a 7.9. We gave him an 8.1. Scott Wooden, you guys gave him a 7.8. We gave him a 7.6. Sam Sutton, you guys gave him a 7.3. We gave him a 7.1. Reece Bozanovsky, you guys gave him a 7. We gave him a 7.4. Will Freeney, you guys gave him an 8.5. We gave him an 8.4. Nicholas Pennington, you guys gave him a 6.7 and we gave him a 6.8.
Aww.
Soleimani, you guys gave him a 7.1. We gave him a 7.6. Tom Lawrence, you guys gave him a 9.9. We gave him a 10. Trent Osler.
Okay, wait.
What?
Who didn't vote Lawrence 10?
Oh, the viewers.
Yeah, I know. Who?
I
Who
don't
didn't
know.
give him a 10?
Well, we
A
don't have that
salty
data
bastard.
because all the viewers' inputs are anonymous,
Yeah,
and
we've just got so many viewers, man. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, it's impossible to.
yeah,
you
it's
know who
impossible to
you
know.
are.
Bloody viewers.
What's he got to do to get a perfect 10? What more does he have to do?
Fuck knows.
Has
yeah.
to shout out the Glory Days.
No, I'm joking. It was Dan.
Probably.
Trent Osler, you guys gave him a 6.6. We gave him a 6.8. Gio Diabrio, you guys gave him a 5.9. We gave him a 5.6. Adam Taggart, you guys gave him a 6.1. We gave him a 5.8. Quiet and Go, you guys gave him a 6.4. We gave him a 6.1. Riley Fox, you guys gave him a 5.4. We gave him a 5. Andriano Labib, you guys gave him a 5.3. We gave him a 5. And Adam Griffiths, you guys gave him an 8.8, and we gave him a 9.
Okay, hang on. What did you guys give all our subs? Because I didn't give anyone lower than a 7.
For the subs.
Yes.
What?
I gave Labib and Fox a 5 because
Yeah, because they came on for like...
yeah,
Yeah, they
Labib
didn't
and
do it.
Fox
They
a
did- yeah.
5. I gave.
Okay, wait, no, hold on. No, Josh, we need to talk about how you do your ratings, bro. How have you given players who touch the ball maybe twice a 7?
Because we won. It's a team game, mate.
They didn't.
But you're measuring it with team performance rather
Yes.
than individual
That's
performance.
not what player ratings
But
for.
how can
Team
you rate a
performance.
player over 2 minutes of playing time?
You can't, so you,
You
give
just-
them
That's
a
it.
5.
No, we won, so they get an instant
You
7.
give them...
Well, it's the...
No, but
the
7's not the average.
No.
5 is. 5
Okay,
is
yeah.
half.
What about a 6 or 7?
yeah.
No, but 7 is not half. Half of 10 is not 7. It's 5.
I just think that's a bit
average.
harsh given a 5.
They didn't do anything.
That's the thing. You can't judge them because they didn't do anything.
Exactly. So you can't praise them.
Yeah. When do they come on? 84th
No
minute?
need to be negative. Will.
done.
5.
You didn't
5.
do anything.
5.
Yeah, it's a
That's
5.
it. 5.
You guys are so negative.
You didn't give Griffo a 10 for a 1-0 win with 10 men.
Yeah, because he only won.
You're telling me that
only
Labib
won
got 2 less ratings than Griffo
Hey,
for a 1-0 win with 10 men.
2-0, it would have been 9. Right, okay, moving on. Here comes the negativity because we lost a game.
Okay, and I'm fighting you on this, by the way, because I know
Why?
you're going to be a negative Nancy on this game. And
Fuck, that's not the first time I've been called a negative Nancy.
no,
at Glory
but you're
games.
going to be one. I'm going to fight you on it because it's not fair to be negative about this game, in my opinion.
It's not
So when you start, I will counteract everything you say with a different point. So
Can we start with the fan comments, please?
fine.
Thank you, Will. So, Perth Glory lost 3-2 to Melbourne Victory.
Will, you're being so sassy. Today.
We said it was a disappointing way to go down. Completely agree with that. So, Fiat Multiplier. Disappointing result. Obviously, we still have a lot to work on, but really enjoyed the match as a spectacle. Both teams really put in a shift. Wouldn't be unreasonable to expect 6 points from the 2 coming home matches. Definitely have results in us. Muller. Both Suttons horribly below par. Soleimani choke was costly. Parking the bus from 25 minutes in was only going to end in disaster. Great to see Amos back and contributing. Respect to Griffiths for making Osler into a baller. Tom Sato, he said, the first game under Griffiths where I felt he got things quite wrong. Ceded momentum trying to manage the game state and never got it back. Can't keep being so direct in transition when trying to block out to half time. Makes it impossible to keep the ball and relieve pressure. Nick, he had a couple thoughts. He said, great first 25, then fell asleep. Soleimani needs to finish that. Sam Sutton offered nothing since returning. Tags nothing. Need a better plan B. Can't be going sideways and backwards whilst behind. Still relatively early days, but not up to level with the best yet. Plus, please start wingers on the wing.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to
Jamal Lowe, I can't watch Pennington ball anymore. Crying poo emoji. Alex, I think that's directed to you.
Oh, I love Pennington on the wing. That's my favourite thing. Alex, tell me more why it's such a good idea.
I haven't said Pennington on the wing for like a month now, by the way. Since
But you're the
before
only
Wanderers
person
game.
who's ever said it.
I'm just.
Well, obviously not, considering that he started on the wing every single
I'm
fucking
just,
game.
I'm just disappointed in that Wanderers game that Despo didn't try and find where we were sitting after he scored. I was like, fuck you, Alex. Jane B91. Defensive unit was beyond poor. Way too deep and quite ineffective when in possession too. I'm sure he's a great bloke and good to chat to, but isn't as good as what he's made out to be at times. Bro, shut the fuck up.
James will die for Woodshead. He'll die for him, he will.
Come in and I'm fucking taking the bait, bro.
Can we just touch on this for a second? How
He
many
doesn't
fucking
know you,
times-
bro. He doesn't know
James
you.
had one
Or at
speak
least
to
he
this
does
guy at the
know
members
every
lounge.
time.
He doesn't
Every
want to know you.
every single
One
time.
chat and it's done.
Every
Yeah.
single time he sees James after the game of the Glory, he's like,
fuck
"Oh
off."
fuck, Jake! Oh
Chew his
fuck
ass
off!"
off. Chew his ass off.
Okay, let's just
Oh,
wait.
you're joking.
Wait.
Another one.
Wait, let's just wait for Wooten to get a small little hamstring niggle and James to go, "Oh, terminate his contract, get rid of
No, but I'm sorry. Every fucking week, all right, Bozanovsky puts up a great performance. I say, "Oh, Bozanovsky did well." Oh, you and Boz, oh, your boyfriend. Freeney did well. Oh, Freeney. What fucking,
JB 91
we
had
can
one
see
more thing to
three.
say.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Wooten's the best. I love Scott Wooten.
JMB 91 had one thing to say as well. He said Pennington is much more effective off the bench.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you putting it back on me? We're talking about you now,
I'm
Jack.
saying. I'm just saying.
No,
I'm
it's
just.
you now.
I'm just saying.
No, I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah, but James, who do we start over him?
We can get into that.
We'll get to that.
Lachlan, he said, didn't deserve the win. We'll be the first to admit that. Been at the game. There were three clear push in the backs on Pennington that somehow weren't called. Lacked intensity, and Lawrence looked gassed at halftime.
Casey
Suleimani
Marabell was
needs
the
to
referee.
score
We can't
there, put
exactly-
it 2-0, and it's a different game. Jay, we're competitive, so I can't complain too much. Pennington looks like he has never played a day in his life on the wing.
Probably hasn't.
Probably not. Jordan, after that Suleimani miss, we just looked off. Victory relied on scrappy goals to win. I've seen much worse losses as a Glory fan. At least this time, we were able to get a goal back and push for another. Keep your heads up, boys. We'll be all right.
Exactly.
Tom, he said, not sure what happened after the first 20 minutes. We had zero attacking options and let Victory press us into our own box for most of the game. Worst performance so far of the Griffo era. Hope to never see that again. Amos back as a small positive.
Okay, wait.
Don't
Hold on a
agree.
minute.
What?
Hold on a minute. We're not going to look past that.
What?
Worst performance under the Griffo era? Are we being
Were
dead
you
ass?
forgetting the last home game that we just fucking had?
Yeah. or are we forgetting the 2-0 victory game that we had at home?
that as well, yeah.
And it's not fair to say that's Griffo's fault because he just took over the squad.
To be
right?
fair,
Yeah.
I mean, Victory, they had an extra day of recovery, right? Because they
Leading
played
into this one?
Yes.
I think they did, yeah.
Well, this was, yeah.
No. We had an extra day because they played the day after us.
Oh, I can't even defend us, boys.
No,
This
but
is-
to be fair, we also, but like we went from a Sunday through to a Friday. So regardless, it was going to be difficult for both teams. But that's not the point. The point is how do you lose 3-2 away from home and you say, oh, that's the worst performance we've had under Griffo? How?
But how good?
Okay, maybe
that we just lost 3-2 away from
but
home.
maybe in the perspective of how much we've grown over the last few months under Griff to the
Yes.
point where, like,
The
given the standards that have been
Griffo era
set.
started at Newcastle.
No, so the standards that have been set in terms of the performances we've come to
Yeah.
expect under Griff, if we didn't get that consolation goal from Quiet and Go,
Yep.
then I think that probably would have reflected more of what the game was, because I thought after the first 20 minutes, we weren't good enough.
I agree.
That was
Yeah.
terrible how we managed the game.
No, I agree.
One thing I didn't like, though, is like, obviously you saw the boys, we switched it back on after Qua's goal, but like, why didn't they switch it on before that? You know what I
They
mean? Like, I
looked
just
quite-
felt like they gave up.
I think we'll get into this because we'll touch on the Dorigo goal once we get into the game itself. But
Yeah.
I think if we go into halftime, and I think there were a few Victory fans that were saying this post game that were like, if Glory go into that halftime break either 1-0 or 2-0 up, Victory probably don't come back.
Correct.
Maybe they get a draw, but they don't win.
I
so
agree
I
with
think
that.
that's
We got-
probably that's probably the more disappointing
If
thing.
Victory had one less
Anyway, let's
goal in
finish
their
the
one
fan
goal-
comments.
Wait,
Alex.
Hold on, James. You're saying if Victory had one less goal in a game that they won by one goal,
Yep.
then they probably wouldn't have. Wow,
Yes,
that
sir.
is an incredible take from you, James.
I know, I thought really long and hard about it. So, Daniel Fieldgate, he said, flat, reactive and punished. Completely bullied for 70 minutes after a really promising start. Our lack of threat out wide is telling. The Pennington as a winger experiment must end. Wales, Kachalski and Kohler, fingers crossed, can't come back in quick enough. Amos looked good in his short cameo. Bo, he said, better team for the first 20 minutes. Should have been 2-0 up. The goal seconds before halftime was a coach killer and we were outplayed in the second half. Shamoon and Sutton were smashed out wide all game. Lawrence was well held. Juan Mata sealing Stagic's exit from Western Sydney Wanderers. Yeah, I love Stag, but mate, how you were using Juan Mata was so stupid.
I enjoyed watching Juan Mata despite losing. He's so good.
He's such a good guy.
He met him once.
I hate him.
Played for my club as well, bro.
Would you rather meet
never
Woodson
played for
personally
Perth Glory.
again or Matter personally again?
Well, one chat with Matt.
I've met both of them. I've met both of them.
We've got a couple more. Promet. I'm not going to try pronouncing that last name. He said, first 20 minutes, we were completely on top of them, then decided to park the bus and hide into the shell. Late goal in the first half heavily carried on, damaging momentum for victory. Overall goals considered were incredibly sloppy, and Matt Sutton should be doing better with a few saves. And then Pockle. This is a bit interesting. He said, midfield extremely fucking bipolar, and Matt Sutton... And Matt Sutton having noodles for brains simply sums up this game. As much as I love and go, his dribbles really don't do much and almost always just...
What do you
end in
mean? He
front of
literally
us.
scored.
He fucking scored a goal.
And
We're not watching the game.
he nearly put across perfectly on Tag's head right at the end of the game if it wasn't for that clearance.
Pockle, you were watching the game with your eyes closed, my friend. How the
Quar
fuck...
completely changed the game when he came on because he's an actual winger with pace.
Oh my giddy fucking... Okay. So, can we get... So, Will, you said you were going to fight me if I said anything negative about the game.
No,
but
not anything.
Can I start?
Oh, do you want to... Okay, we'll
Yes,
get
please.
thoughts to start
Sorry,
off
Will.
the game. Yep, Josh, what do you think?
Okay. First, I'm going to start off and say, you know when Lawrence was like, you know how he can shoot a ball from outside the box that we've seen from his highlight reels?
Yes.
He can. He's got a pretty deadly shot on him. That shot he had, and it went
For a throw-in.
and it went for a throw in. I lost it, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I love you, Tom, but that was geez. I never want to see that again.
Fair enough.
Pennington,
Never.
holy shit, man! What a stinker performance. I'm sorry. I don't want to see you on the wing again. Sorry, Alex.
Why are you
your
apologizing
fault.
like I want to see it either?
Well, you do. You do.
No,
I have video proof.
I suggested it for one game. After that game was done, I haven't said anything about
How about you
it.
say you don't want it?
I just fucking did.
I have a theory as well. Also, I want to say Amos, my goat, proved that he needs to be back in the starting 11 when he's fit. Actually, it is
Absolutely.
hard because I do rate Franey and Bozanovsky, but
I love Franey, but like Amos is a different breed, bro. He's a proven, experienced player.
What do you mean by that?
But he came on and completely changed the game from an attacking and defensive perspective. He was ball winning, just chasing everyone like he was hungry for the ball. Like
yeah, he is my goat.
yeah, I think it'd be difficult to get to replace Franey, but
Be unfair.
it would be completely unfair. But you just have to look at the fact that it's Luke Amos. Like, you just can't look past that. And what are you going to do? Take off Boston instead? Absolutely not. Unless you want to try and switch to a tactic that involves three midfielders.
Well, no. Why don't we push Franey up to the wing where Pennington's playing?
That
No,
experience is dead. We don't want to do that
no,
again.
but he's better at playing on the wing than Pennington is.
100% Quar instead.
No, Quaz. I'm sorry, Quaz. Someone you bring on late in the game when everyone's tired because you can break their legs.
Okay, but the free,
He's not a starter
the
yet.
free the thing works until we get JK and Lockie back. And then,
Exactly.
and then what?
I will say, right, we have
And
all
then
this
Cole.
talk about
I didn't finish, but
Quar
anyway.
is only good off the bench.
We'll get back to that.
Quar is only good off the bench. He's never started. Like, he's never
No,
started.
but he
but-
has. Well, to be fair, it was under Dave, so obvious caveat.
cares?
But it's like I think
He's a
Quaz-
very similar type of player to Aaron Kunda, and you've seen he's still young. It takes a couple years to develop them
Yeah.
to start.
But he's got more impact off the bench. But
Eventually, he'll have a big impact
Yeah.
to start, but just not yet.
Yet another point.
Suleimani.
Yes.
Everyone was roasting him, saying he should have scored. I genuinely think it was just a very good save by Duncan.
Yes, it was.
I disagree.
You do have to put the ball higher there.
Yes,
Not
but
even that. Not even that. The second touch. His second touch
Yeah.
fucked him. His first touch was good, perfect set. Second touch, you can see what he's trying to do. He's just trying to put it in front of him so he can run onto it clean.
I think he just buckled.
Second half,
He just buckled.
it was still a
he
decent
touches it
shot,
wrong,
though.
and it bobbles, and it
just needed
sorta
more
sits
power on
behind
it.
him.
Well,
The
lacked conviction. I think for me, it
the
lacked
problem
conviction.
is that
Yeah.
he broke away from his man. He was one-on-one through on goal.
Did really
his
well for
second
that, yeah.
touch cooked him
Yep.
Yeah.
to the point where he then had to slow down to allow the ball to catch up to him.
Yeah.
Lost all his momentum
And then no
tried to
power
place the
behind
shot.
Yeah.
He
And
couldn't
this
get power behind
is
it.
something we're going to speak about later. Do you think with Tag's current form, he would have scored that?
I think Tag scores that.
No.
I mean, I love Tags, but I don't think at the. I think he's out of it, bro.
That goal, okay, there's lots of goals where you can say, you know, any player, any.
I can't lie. I'm disgusted by you two. You don't think Tags puts that away?
Can I? Stadge tags he does, but at the moment, no.
There are plenty of chances where I can say, you know, Tags would have scored. So Suleimani, they both would have scored, whatever. That goal, that potential goal, that miss came down to the fact that unfortunately Suleimani took a bad touch.
But it wasn't a miss.
I think,
it wasn't a miss. He got it on target.
Yes, it was, but it was okay.
It should have been a goal.
It should have been a goal. Yes, but
that miss was created by the fact that it was a poor second touch that caused him to lose all momentum when going onto the ball. He had to take a shot from his side rather than from in front of him, and ultimately he telegraphed it like a motherfucker because he screwed up the touch and had to telegraph his shot. Duncan doesn't make that save if you don't take a poor second touch. So what you're saying is, do you think Tag scores that? I bank on Tags to take a better second touch and to set himself in a better position. Yes. Do you? If I'm not saying that if Tags takes that exact same shot with the exact same, you know, actual result of the shot,
but
that Jack Duncan just decides, oh shit, it's Adam Taggart, I better let it in.
Okay, I know this sounds dumb.
Situation, I think Tags scores.
But I know this sounds dumb, but at the moment, with Tags having one touch in the whole game.
No, he had three touches since he came on in the 54th minute.
Okay, 3 touches. Do you think he would have gotten in the right position to score?
But that's in the first half.
I just think
that's in the first half.
Okay.
Josh.
Well, no. The better question is that what is going on with Tags? Because I think it's a question that probably we should be asking in the sense of what's up with his form currently this season. Because it's not trying to invalidate what he's done the previous few seasons. Will we're talking on current form? And it's just. It's
right. No,
it's
stop.
I'm sorry, but it's like I love him, but what's happened?
You're like those Liverpool fans that says, "Oh, Salah's shit, man."
I'm not saying he's shit. I'm just saying what's happened.
No,
right, you guys need to shut the fuck up.
I'm saying what's happened.
Okay, I get he hasn't been as clinical as we're used to, right?
Right.
But let's just
take the piss.
Yeah, let's not
Curry.
No, just stop. Right, just shut up.
Right.
When is the last time? Can you name me the last time? Tags has been given a clear-cut opportunity as much as that Suleimani chance was. 1-on-1 with the keeper.
Victory.
When?
Not 1-on-1.
That was not a 1-on-1 chance. He was nowhere near as clear of a cut chance as that to actually score. There wasn't a half chance.
But Taggart doesn't get those chances. Like, even when we were playing under Stadge, he never really got those chances.
Correct.
And he had, I'm pretty sure, a similar one against Melbourne Victory last year where he was played through 1-on-1 and hit it straight at Langrak.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. Right. But to say that I don't think Tag scores that's probably that's genuinely ridiculous. I can't lie.
No,
this is Adam Taggart.
In the sense of Tags in the sense that he's not playing it, because we can all agree he's not playing at his best.
I think you guys are overrating how much form actually has to do with the
Adam Taggart has to be subject to the worst attacking football I've ever seen for the last 2 seasons practically. So no wonder he's not been in good form, because he's never had the chances to prove it. Now that he's actually
I'm not saying he's...
Shut up!
Okay.
Right? Now that he's actually got the chances to perform, right?
Yeah.
I think we will see him come good. I understand he's been missing some chances, but I can't remember the last time I've seen him actually get a clear cut that is 100% a goal you should score. Like, it's not an awkward angle. It's not this, it's not that, where he doesn't put it away. Most of the chances we say he should have scored from were ones that is like, you know what, you can understand how he's missed that. If he was to have that chance Suleimani had and missed, I'd be like, okay, what the hell is going on?
Because look, a confident.
Can we let Josh respond, by the way? Because I think Josh had something to say.
Okay, I love Tags. He is literally my favourite Perth Glory player.
Right.
Okay. But you can see by just his how he presents himself, his facial expressions. He does not look happy. He does not look like himself.
I completely agree. So I'm not saying that he's not out of form. I'm not saying that he's struggling. But I think to say that if he gets that chance, he doesn't score.
Your argument's only the 1-on-1 chance that Suleimani butchered.
I'm saying my argument is that both of you were instantly saying Tags is not scoring that. I think that is preposterous.
No, I agree with that in the sense that I think you two are overrating how much form has to do with a player putting away that kind of chance.
It's just based on how he's gone this season and how he's looked this season with his shooting.
Okay, that's fair.
But I think it's a totally different story if we're talking about Tags. Let's say we've got him from that period from Stadge where he's clinical and he's because we have to like his I know, and I don't want to sound like a nerd, but I'm going to anyway. His numbers have had a cataclysmic drop off the last 18 months.
Yes, they have.
For various reasons. Will, it's not just
And it's not his It's not his fault. We're not blaming Tags.
It's not just
It's Rillick and his fucking terrorism ball.
Yes. Yes. So that's one reason why.
Yes. So no, I
just,
understand he's frustrated because he's just lost 2 years of his arguable prime.
Yeah, of course.
To the worst tactical attacker you've ever seen.
Yeah.
So no wonder he's a bit pissed off.
Yeah.
Right.
But we've also seen Tags this season when he's been starting games, and he's also been having some misses that have been uncharacteristic of him.
Uncharacteristic. Yes. Okay, he needs some time to find his form again, all right? You know, he's been locked in jail basically for 2 years, and now he needs time to figure out who he is again as a striker and fit into the new tactical system, right? He's working with talent now.
Yes.
And don't get me wrong,
Lawrence.
don't get me wrong, this is a different scenario to Barella at Western Sydney, right? Like, he still offers, like, stuff, just, like, creating chances. He still offers other stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like it was a one-season wonder.
No.
Like,
Well, but that's the thing. We know he's a good player. It's just about, can we look to get him into
we just need to fine-tune him again.
Well, conditions where he can shoot more consistently, because even still, he's not getting enough shots off per game. The quality of his chances are not there. So,
But I think you have to understand that's because also how teams are playing against him. Yeah, right.
I also
Taggart's not getting that chance with Soleimani because Taggart's being man-marked. No one's man-marking Soleimani.
But even then, you look at the games that we can say. Even though Tags has been on and off with injury this season, you look you look at the games that we have played since we came back from that Sydney trip, the Newcastle MacArthur games. You look at the games that we've played at home and how the teams that we have been playing against have approached those games. Western Sydney, haram ball under Stadge. Sydney FC, score early and low block for 85 minutes.
Yep.
And then Adelaide United, once again, sat pretty deep against us because they had a really, really
but
makeshift
he didn't play against Adelaide.
A makeshift backline. But even then, if he were to be in that game, I don't think he would have scored purely for the fact that these teams that have been going up against us are such a negative style football. The reason that I think he got so much freedom under Stadge is because teams aren't going to play a low block against Alan Stajic because they know how Stadge sets up. They know that they can put pressure on them.
Just very quickly, when we played... So in Griff's first game, that was the game where we lost 2-0, but we had many crosses that were into the box.
Yep.
If I recall correctly, because I remember having it on this discussion, that Tags by himself generated an XG of 1, which is almost unheard of.
Yes.
So he has been getting service here and there. So the argument that he's not been getting consistent service, but he has had service throughout various points of the game.
I'm not saying that he's not out of form.
But this is the thing. We need it's a discussion in terms of not like saying Taggart is washed, but in the sense of how do we get the best out of Adam Taggart? That's what I'm wanting to lean the discussion more towards.
You don't change a single thing. You play if you play the way that we played against these two Melbourne teams at home, Taggart will be on the score sheet.
Not victory.
No, the first 20 minutes.
Okay.
That kind of attacking football.
So you mean more transition?
Yeah, if you play transition football and you have Lawrence playing, if your JKs and Tags in behind,
because
on the score sheet,
we might as well jump in because Trent Osler, and tops to him for getting that first goal.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great run by Bozanovsky, and then there's the cutback. And if Taggart was in Osler's position,
he would have scored.
He probably would have scored.
Absolutely.
And to be fair, we've not had many scenarios that we've created where there's even been the cutback for him to begin with.
That's my point.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how we look to approach the home games coming up. But just to bring it back to the victory game in itself, because the first 25 minutes we were all over them.
Yeah.
So we had the goal from Osler, as we said. So Bozanovsky, shout out to him, mate. What a fucking run. There was a quick bit of link up between Shamoon and Lawrence.
The Luka Modric of the A-League.
Maybe we should play him on the wing. Oh, I'm joking.
No.
Do you disagree?
With what?
The Luka Modric of the A-League?
Oh, I thought you meant Bossa playing on the wing.
I meant
right winger.
Start your timer.
Not exactly the exact same kind of player, but he's been class. He's
just
in my
ability on the ball.
In my
and
opinion,
pass
I
is
think
insane.
right now he's a top 5 midfielder in the league.
Oh, yeah,
I
easily.
don't think that's a debate. It can't
I'd say
be.
top 3.
He'd be up there.
I'd say that. Yeah.
Either way, he'd be up there.
There was some stupid fucking message that I saw on Twitter, which was just like,
Perth shouldn't have let him go. Or should have let him go.
Perth should have let him go to the under-23 Asian Cup. Oh, we're gonna have such a shit squad because Perth won't release their players. It's just like, why the fuck would Perth release a player who has easily been one of the standout performers in the A-League this season, has completely changed the dynamics of our midfield alongside Will Frady? Yeah, man. Let's let him go to the under-23 Asian Cup so he can ball
not
out against
even a
fucking
FIFA window.
to ball out against fucking Tajikistan. Let's send him off there so we can fucking shit the bricks with Freeney and Timmins in the midfield pairing for the fucking 3 or 4 games that he's going to miss. Let's do that.
Congratulations to JP though for being selected.
Jalen Pittman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well done.
Did
to him.
Daniel Benny get selected?
No, he didn't.
No, Jalen did though.
Disgrace. All right.
And
So-
Kalen Majeka-Dunmi.
Yes.
Kalen Majeka-Dunmi also got selected. James Overy as well.
Yeah.
So credit
Well
to you,
done.
lads.
So we probably should have. We were unlucky for the. So we should have made it 2-0 in the 14th minute. So that was where Suleimani did really well to play the ball in behind to Pennington, and then that was where Miranda pulled up with his hamstring. It was across that made it to Osso. Then he heads it across Pennington's then offside. I was a bit confused initially, like what the fuck was that offside about? And then Lawrence scored.
Pennington decided, hey, I'm just going to stand in an offside position and pass it back in just in case.
Now,
What are we doing?
this is
Okay, but
broader,
okay,
can I
Will, to be
on a broader point though, because I want to sort of expand on that. I
Yes.
think our focus and concentration levels throughout the whole game was off.
Yeah. Okay. I can think of 3 different instances. Pennington's the first one, right?
Yep.
I'm not saying that what he did wasn't natural. It is natural to be caught ball watching
Yeah,
when
and
you
you're-
expect the
you're
goal to
waiting.
happen.
Yeah,
He's
yep, yep,
waiting.
yep.
But as experienced of a midfielder he is, he should know I can. What good am I standing here in an offside position in case the ball's
Try and
fused
get
back
in
out?
for the header that
Just
comes
go back
across.
onside.
Look, I'm going to have to disagree there just because
Okay.
essentially to him that play is relatively dead and he was in the process of getting back in line, all right? He was only fractionally offside. The chance is coming in to Tom Lawrence, all right? In that situation, he's not thinking about, oh, I've got to be here challenging for the ball because the ball is being aimed for Lawrence. And after that, he immediately then gets back on side. If that ball flicks off of Tom Lawrence in the slightest and gets to him, we're saying, oh, what brilliant positioning that is by Pennington at the back post. The fact that it didn't and he got caught fractionally offside, we're saying, oh, what a fucking idiot he is. Well, no. It's a matter of situation, all right?
Did anyone here say that Pennington was an idiot?
No, you are. You're saying that he's ball watching,
I
that he's
didn't
not
say that.
focused.
That's not the conclusion.
That is not. I didn't say he's an idiot. I said it's a very natural thing to be just thinking you're out of the play.
You said as an experienced player, he should know not to do that.
Because he switched
So
off.
what are you saying?
he switched off.
He switched off.
You switched off.
Okay, but I'm saying that if that ball flicks off of Tom Lawrence and he's onside, which he would have been if it flicked off of Tom Lawrence,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be sat here saying, oh, he switched
and
off
if my
there.
grandmother would should be a bike, mate. But the fact is that he was in an offside position when the ball came back towards him.
Yeah, but also he's not expecting to receive the ball there. He's made he's made his run.
My
He's
point
made
is
his
with
run.
his
The ball's
experience,
clearly
he
not
should
going
be
to
ready
him.
for it just in case. Because what good is he sitting offside when
But
that ball's coming back?
he was in the process of getting back
But a little
onside.
bit too slow to react in.
Okay, you can
initially.
say he was
Stood there just watching it for a
fine. You can
sec,
say
and
he's
then
a
he
little
did
too
it.
slow to get back onside,
yeah.
but you can't say, oh, he's ball watching. He's in the process of
it
getting back onside.
It was a manifestation of the details that cost us this game in the end because we've been pretty focused at times on the grip.
Yeah.
We've had to defend, like Western Sydney, how we defended for the whole game. That's
Locked in,
We
whole
locked
game.
in.
Yep.
We didn't lock in for this game, and so
Absolutely
this was the thing.
not.
Again, we touched on the Suleimani thing. You know, it was okay. You know, he probably should have scored, but
to be fair to
he's
him-
getting into the positions now.
To be fair to him, besides on the training ground, when's the last time he would have been given in-game chance like that?
he hasn't
Exactly my point.
He's
Like,
not getting
it's-
it. But,
yeah.
and look, as a team, definitely we need to be creating far more clear-cut chances each game. That's something that's has to be the case.
But fair
Doesn't
play to him
matter
for
who's
getting into the
playing.
position in the first place. But I think it's unfair to criticize him too harshly purely because he hasn't been given any minutes basically anywhere other than on a training ground, and he's been kind of chucked in because of
Yes.
tags being unfit.
Yes.
Like, I would have loved if he did score, but I'm not too upset with him that he didn't because he's not like it's not like that was his one thing he had a chance to do
It's
good. He's
just-
been doing
And
so
let's
many
not
other
forget,
things good.
he assisted the Osler goal as well.
Yes, but it's just unfortunate for us as a team that from their victory started to really get in the game.
And this is where
I felt we were defending way too deep.
yeah,
Way
100%.
way too deep.
He didn't assist the Osler
No,
goal.
he
He
didn't.
assisted the game before. No, it was Bozza that. No, sorry. It was. Yes. No, you're right. True. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
We defended very deep, but also
Balls deep.
so wide. It was confusing because it felt like all it took was a couple of passes backwards and forwards between Mata and Santos, and we were just split open for a cross again.
Yeah.
It felt
lost
so.
I noticed this as well. When we would defend, we'd drop into a back five, and one of the three centre backs at all times would just be marking open air.
Yeah,
and
it
there would
was
always be
weird.
an extra
I think
victory player
it was-
spare at the top of the box.
Well, I think it's our defensive structure. It still needs a fair bit of work. Like there was
Sure.
a moment where I think it was the Mata chance where he scooped it over the bar. That came from almost the same kind of phase of play that we've considered goals. If you're really watching the game, Adelaide and Sydney, the 2 goals that we considered, they both happened on our right-hand side because a winger would step up too early and then Shamoon would be caught in 2 minds. And that's how Valuplay or Santos, whoever's on the left wing, then managed to cut it back to Mata. So I still think that attention to detail from a defensive perspective would have been pissing off Griffo.
Yeah.
And then the fact that we conceded
jammy,
like a few seconds before half time.
Literally.
Griff was pissed off. I'm sure all the players would have been filthy. We nearly did it. But mate, it was coming.
Yeah. Look,
it was 100% coming, but that was a silly goal to concede. Like,
yeah.
And you may have to put some blame on a particular someone.
I do want to say
what?
Matt Sutton did not have a good game.
He got
not as bad as the second goal, and we'll get into that.
But
we will. But even before that, the shot from the edge of the box that he spilt it under his arms.
I've been saying this since he's a great keeper. He's a good shot stopper. But man,
he's not a great shot holder.
No, he just drops the ball on nearly every shot. It does my head in. He doesn't seem to know how to reach it in. I don't
want to be on his nuts too much just because he has been fantastic.
He has been fantastic.
But this game was not great.
This isn't a new criticism.
This wasn't a great game for everyone.
No.
I've been saying since he's been at the club that he'll save it, but then the ball spill out in front of him, then he has to jump on it. And I'm like, why?
So
I'm so confused.
So Will,
it's just this game, it just didn't work.
What you're saying, Will, essentially is you'd prefer to have Ollie Sal back.
No.
Exactly.
That's not the comparison though, because Ollie wouldn't do that either.
Oh, guys, it sucks.
Yes.
Guys, I have the flu and it sucks. So you'd prefer cancer? No, exactly.
No. But I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next month or so, because the transfer window, unlike in Europe and parts
starts
it starts on the 13th of
mid-Jan.
Yeah,
right?
so mid-Jan.
Mid-January.
And there have been some rumours that have been floating about that one of the Melbourne clubs is interested.
He needs to be our number one. I don't care what mistakes he's made in this game. He is our number one keeper.
Bro, we can't afford to let him lose. Let him leave. If he leaves, that's finals over.
Well, that's
it depends who you get in. If you lose Matt Sutton, it's really shit. Yes. There are players that you can get in that are probably looking, the Aussie goalkeepers that are probably looking for
Matty Ryan.
It's not going to be that.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan's in Perth.
Ashley Maynard because fucking Nicholas Bolocka pitch.
No, but Beres has signed a 3-year deal. He's on a long-term contract.
No, so James, what I'm saying is that doesn't matter, and
he will be the number one if there is even a world where Sutton goes, which would be shit because I hope it doesn't happen.
James.
Yes, sir.
Shut up.
No.
Okay.
Shut up, James.
Shut up, Alex.
Beres will never wear the number one for my club.
He wore it in pre-season.
That's a bit mean. He was decent in pre-season.
I just don't think he's going to be good.
The NPL form wasn't very encouraging.
No,
obviously. But it's
even in pre-season, he didn't.
No. My point is, right, because Cookie's still out injured.
Yes.
You've always got to have a backup plan. So I'm all for Beres coming in and proving himself and becoming our number one, but if we don't have a backup plan, and no offense to our
Ryan Warner,
yeah, but I don't think he's ready yet.
No, but that's this again. I've thrown a curveball, and just if in the event for some reason it does happen where Suts goes, but I hope he doesn't. I hope he likes his time here in Perth, and we can hopefully lock him in for a longish term deal. Yes, Will.
I just want to, Josh. Matt Ryan is not going to play for Perth.
Mate, he's in Perth holidaying for Christmas.
And he should sign for us.
He's killing it for Levante, bro.
Ronaldo's grandparents live in Perth, guys. He's coming to Perth.
Because he'll get $1,000.
Mate, he's already had a big career in Europe. He might want to move to Perth.
How old is he now?
33.
Especially before the World Cup.
No, he'd have to be 37.
Not before the World Cup. Not in a World Cup.
He'd have to be like late 30s to want to come back to Australia.
He'll cut maybe after 2030 World Cup.
I remember we tried to go and get
2030?
Matt Ryan would still have ambition to play past this for the past. He'd probably want to play until at least the Asian Cup, or at least until the Asian Cup finishes. He'll want to play the World Cup and then the Asian Cup. And then maybe after that, he'll look to settle down.
Remember, lad,
but even then, I still think that he probably even maybe looks to go back to the Mariners.
Keepers don't really start
Nah,
thinking
he'll wanna
about
come to
retirement
Perth,
until their
man.
late 30s.
Yeah.
That is
Mate,
true. Well, we
he'll wanna
signed
come to
Reddy
Perth.
late 30s, Kovic
No, but,
late 30s.
no, but
yeah.
this is the thing is that
Brad
I can
Jones.
understand in the sense that Matt Ryan's had
Don't
a good
bring him
career. He's made his money. Maybe he wants to settle down with his wife and kids. At the same
He'd go
time,
to the
though,
Mariners.
yeah, but the
He
thing
won't
is,
go to the
His
Mariners,
missus is based
mate.
he's from Perth.
I think
right.
His
No,
missus is from
realistically, if
Perth.
he were to go
He's
to
got
an A-League
kids that
club-
are in Perth.
Listen, if he were to go to an A-League club, it would be Perth, in my opinion.
Yes.
However,
What are
you've got
Mariners
the
going to
World
offer
Cup-
him?
you've
A
got
fucking
World-
can of Coke.
Listen,
No, it's
you've got the
'cause
World
that's
Cup
because
this
that's where
year.
he went
You've got the
originally.
World Cup this year. You've got the Asian Cup next year. After that, maybe sure, because he'll be 35, and you can say, okay, maybe now he'll look to not play anymore in Europe unless he
But
wants to
it's-
make
it's-
more
but
money.
this-
If he comes back here, fair play.
This is,
but
a,
it's
this
just
is
like
a discussion for.
Yeah, no, I was
obviously
just like,
wait-
why do we think he's
yeah,
coming
no,
to Perth?
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's go back.
So,
Sutton.
keep.
No, obviously keep him.
Smash,
but
smash.
what happens if he leaves? What are we saying? Let's
Well, if
We
he-
either
okay.
get Maynard
No,
Brewer
no,
or
if-
we're going to finish.
it'll be
10th.
most likely it'll be most likely Burris. If in the event that Sutton leaves, it'll be Birigidi. So victory. So into the so getting to the second half now. So victory made it to a few minutes into the second
Pretty
half.
early on, yeah.
What a corner from Juan Mata.
Awful
where he-
marking.
I reckon he has. Mata
so-
has a grudge against us
Why?
Oh, I fucking
because
hate
he
Juan
turns
Mata.
into prime Mata every time.
He's just really good.
plays us.
I just
He's
want
only two
to
good
give
games this season
a
against
I just
us.
want to give a quick shout out. Shout out to my mate Daniel, who's a Melbourne Victory fan and was messaging me after the game. Fun fact: his mum spoke fluent Spanish with Juan Mata at the end of the friendly in Bunbury and offered to make him paella next time that he came to Perth with Melbourne Victory. Just to let you know, Daniel, if your mum does make paella for Juan Mata, I'll be sneaking into your house and spitting in that paella.
Can I just?
Yeah, he was really
I
good,
need to
Juan
give
Mata.
another
He was
shout out.
really good.
Shout out to the Glory players that were marking the back post where Nishan Valupale was.
So none.
Zero shout outs.
I felt bad for Trent.
Where
though, I
were
can't
we?
lie.
Subscribe.
Well, like, how is it? I'm going to sound like Marco Mancosa here. How is it even possible?
How is fucking possible?
That
How is fucking
Valupale is able to, one, be free in the, I don't know if he was in the box or made his way into the box, but two, he was able to have the
chilling,
shot.
bro. He was chilling.
Why
Yeah.
wasn't it for me?
was just a
Now,
chill
I
guy.
don't know if you guys disagree, but I felt we were way too slow to get out and apply pressure on him.
No,
as he
but
was
how
about
could
to
we
volley.
possibly disagree with you? That was just purely bad defending. It was like
Strella defending.
horrible.
It was like Strella
It
defending.
was just like, yeah, let's leave. Oh, yeah, Valupale doesn't know how to shoot.
Whoops.
Like, I don't think the original shot, I don't think would have gone in, but the deflection made it impossible.
Yeah.
And to be also, I'm not putting it on Sutton because obviously that's a really hard shot to save, but it did kind of go under his.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that Mata volley that nearly went in as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it was a shit goal to concede, and then the third one
Is also
that was stupid. So
This is the second.
Yep,
Well,
so
no, the third brain lapse. We can
brain
talk
brain
about.
shit. So
Yeah.
John Rowe, he burrowed his way down the right.
Yep.
Sam Sutton and Bozza was kind of getting in there, and then
Suts was ball watching.
could have done a lot better there, I think. It found his way to Mata, and then he cuts it back to Santos, who finished it well. But it's another one of those shit goals, and I think it's the first time under Adam Griffiths that we've been that defensively fragile.
Correct.
And it's a testament to the work that the players have done up to that point
Yes.
because it's been fairly solid. But
Yep.
Victory was just getting way too many looks.
I think the VUC have figured out how to win in the A-League. Obviously, I think their manager, he's fairly new to this, is he not?
Well, he was their interim after PK left last season.
I know this is controversial, but I know there's not much he could have done after he squared it in the middle. But I don't know, especially in this league that is questionable when it comes to refereeing. Why did he throw his hands up and stop playing, Sutton?
Because he
brain
thought the
lapse.
ball was out.
Yeah, but
yeah,
you don't stop. You don't stop.
I know,
This is what we were
but
saying about
this-
Paddington
yeah,
as well. You
like-
don't just stop and watch and then get back to playing. You just
Yeah.
keep going until
You
something
keep-
happens.
exactly.
Yeah.
You don't stop.
Well, I just think, defensively, we fell asleep so many times
100%.
during that Victory game. And
We gave the game to them.
And also reverted to, because Griff was kind of touching about it in his press conference. It was like we reverted to behaviours that we haven't really seen. And that was why that defending kind of felt like just drill a ball all over again.
Yeah.
Like just the manner in which we consider the goals, defending so deep, it's only a matter of time before they score. But the shitty thing for me was not having much of a counter punch the moment we would
Which
regain
is what
the ball.
we've become so accustomed to.
That's the thing. Like there were times where, even like in the Newcastle Macarthur games where it's like we would be able to, especially in the Newcastle game, we'd relieve a bit of pressure either through a foul or through us having a bit of speed out wide or getting a bit of hold up play, just slowing the play down.
Yep.
None of that happened
I think
against Victory.
I think the reason Victory have been so good recently, I've watched a few of their games, and I think we saw it even with the 2-0 win they had against us.
Yeah.
their press is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think I can't speak for other leagues. I think in the Premier League it's probably not as prominent, but in the A-League specifically,
Yeah.
I think you'll find a lot of goals that are scored
Transition.
not even transition, more so like, I mean, yes, obviously it is transition in its own
Turnovers
state.
from possession.
Turnovers from possession inside your own half.
Yep.
When you lose the ball in your own half, the amount of goals you concede from that happening rather than playing out from the back and then putting together a good string of passes and scoring, it's so much more common to concede in the A-League when you lose the ball in your own half than it is to build up and make a nice attack.
Yeah.
Because I can't count the amount of times I've seen goals conceded when we will give away the ball high up the field and then we just can't get back in time. And I think the Victory have figured out pretty easily that if they can really push the press and win the ball back high, they will score more often than
Victory are one of the only teams that win the ball high up the pitch. So they've leapfrogged us. They are first in the league for possession, one in the final third per match.
And it works.
And I don't have the up-to-date data on me, but they're up there in terms of high recovery. So that's the thing. It was pretty much the same kind of thing that they did to us in Perth late last year.
And you give them the chance to win the ball back on a press, and then you find Juan Mata, it's done.
Yep.
You give the ball to the guy who can do anyone he wants on the field.
You play it to the guy who's actually a number 10 in his number 10 position rather than as a centre mid stage. Fucking, why were you doing that?
Yeah.
So, that's the thing.
Like and fair play to them. Genuinely.
And fair play to Victory. I do think their crowd carried them a little bit. Like they pushed them.
They were loud the whole
They
game.
were very loud.
Like an old school kind of Victory.
It did feel like an old school
It
Victory
didn't
game.
look like it.
No, but
it sounded like it.
And that's the thing. I think we've not quite clocked it in just yet how to cope with that kind of pressure on us. Like we've had success in games where we've not had that much pressure, be it internal or external.
Yeah, you can feel the crowd at Perth being like, "Please, man, I'm begging for something."
Yeah, but I think the intensity of their atmosphere probably didn't help.
Yeah,
which is why once we got the second through quiet and go, that's why it just felt a little bit different, and the crowd was kind of a little like, "Whoa,
hold on,"
because it was Josh's goat that won the ball off of Denny Jonro.
How good was he when he came on, man?
He was really good.
And
How good was he?
He's not even fully fit yet.
No, he can't be. So he did
Genuinely
We did well to transition well, and then Amos he found quiet and go, and congratulations, first professional goal in senior football. So it's about time he's fucking scored a goal. So delighted for Choir, but it's just unfortunate that we couldn't find that third.
It would just really, really suck if Choir left.
Well, we'll have to see how things go. But he's a top player, and he's big. He's got a lot of potential. That's the thing. And now we're seeing a little bit more.
If we were a smart club, we'd keep him. So
Here's the thing: is that I wouldn't mind Qua leaving on a loan in the context that he does start where he goes.
That was what I was saying to my dad.
I want him to learn to be a starting player because I think he has so much to offer us. Extend his contract for 2-3 years, whatever you want. Send him out on loan till the end of the season if you are going to loan him.
That worked with an Asmo, didn't it?
But that was different.
No, but that was different. You sent an Asmo who wasn't getting minutes with us to a team that is better than us,
and didn't even play in their their second team. I should say.
Exactly.
I don't understand what was going on there.
I don't know either. I think I genuinely just don't understand it. But the thing is, it's like, yes, it would suck if Qua goes because he provides such good value off the bench. But you look at the fact that Collar is going to be coming in. You look at the fact that JK is coming back from injury. Lockie Wales is going to come back from injury. Seb Despotovsky is going to come back from injury.
I've got no clue.
We've heard nothing about Lockie Wales at all.
Who knows? But
we know JK.
I wouldn't mind. I love Qua. I think he's fantastic. I think that he has a lot of value to provide if he can up his technical levels and if he can become a more consistent performer and improve his output, of course. I want him to learn to start games. I would love for him to go on loan somewhere where he can start games.
Yeah, but I think maybe at the end of the season, because we can't afford to lose a player who can win one-on-ones like him. Because we've been saying the previous episodes, we need a player. We need more players who can win those one-on-ones.
That's absolutely fair.
Yeah, that's true. But then it's like, you've got guys like Wales and JK who you've brought in to start, and you've also got Despo who's done quite well since he's come into the first team. It's like, well, we've now got cover. And if you're going to bring in Collar, who's basically all but done, I can't see where Choir's going to consistently get his minutes. And if there's an opportunity for him to play the rest of the season consistently, ideally.
I mean, that works in an ideal world when you've got a good physio who doesn't injure all your players.
He's not deliberately injuring the players, but he's look. We need our players back fit ASAP. Just some final thoughts on the victory game, and then I'll pass on to you guys. I thought it was, as I wrote down, it was a perfect encapsulation of what it takes to be a final side in terms of how you manage a game. How
it felt like a finals game.
How you manage the crowd and players standing up or not standing up in big moments. And I don't think enough of our players individually, but also as a team, I don't think we stood up at all.
I agree.
To the level that I think we can.
I agree, and I think we can all take confidence in knowing that is a true fact. Yeah. But it will be dealt with.
Griff, he'll be onto that.
Griff won't let that slide.
No.
He'll be on everyone's ass about it.
He looked pissed.
He looked shitty as hell. But, fair play.
And that's good. I don't want someone to be handing their book and go, we could have done better. I want him to be pissed. I want him to be angry.
Not fit enough.
I just wanted to make a point, though, about this, right? I want the people who are listening who are Glory fans, I know we might have 2 people who are Glory, this kind of a hate watch kind of thing, but
Dan Gregory.
for people who,
bastard,
sub, but like we have such a bright future. I think I want you to think about the type of football that we play, and then you add in 2 capable wingers, because I think Victory really found out. If we just make them play through out wide and don't give them anything in the middle, then they have nothing.
They would have shat themselves if we had a proper attack.
My point being is that imagine this game plan with actual wingers such as JK and Lockie out for like 80 minutes of the game, and then you have
tags up there with
Loz, and then even have a fit Amos with Bozza.
Changes it dramatically.
But then not even that. You then, with those players coming back in, your bench isn't a wasteland. To be not to sound horrible, but then you've got, say, if Freeney did get moved to the bench, you can bring him on, who's a quality midfielder who you can argue should be starting.
And if he does come off the bench, he'd be fit and firing and ready to cause havoc.
Yeah, Pano and Freeney off the bench to go in the midfield if you need that change,
or even Pano out wide.
Shut up. You've got Suleimani, who's beginning to show himself, who can actually maybe do something when he comes on now because he's building his confidence.
Yeah.
And you've got these players that you can bring in, such as Trent Ostis as well, who is performing. The future of this club.
His output's getting not too bad now.
Qua and Trent's output have been so good recently.
Yep.
So my point is that the future is bright, assuming we stay fit. And that's obviously a big if, but we have the quality now, and it seems to also, we have the manager with the right tactics and vision now, where if we are fit, we will win games, no matter what opponent we play. Because I think the fact that we went to Victory, who are arguably the hottest team in the league, and sure, we didn't put together a great performance, but we also didn't have any wingers.
But let's put it this way. We took on the 2 grand finalists away from home, back-to-back, beat the champions, and just lost to them.
To which we can...
Wasn't a disgraceful
We can
loss.
point to the first goal as it was coming, and you could argue that it shouldn't have happened because it was maybe you should have saved it because it was a long shot from whatever.
A lot of bodies.
The second goal was just pure brain lapse.
Brain fart.
If there was someone on him, never happens.
Yep.
And the third goal, you could argue if Sutton doesn't put his hand up,
again.
He could have just got in front of the ball. So all 3 goals you could look at, and there's not like, that we just got beaten there.
Yep.
All 3 of them came from mistakes, things that you can work on and improve on, not that we got outperformed.
Absolutely.
So I genuinely think you can look at this loss as, yes, we lost, but there are so many positives that you can take from this whole away trip that I think once we do have our fully fit squad together, that we will make the top 6 and we will really compete for some silverware this year.
Alex?
I do also think that it is important that we consider sort of where the squad is at in terms of what business is going to be done. I think we all know that Blair is going, Collar's going to come in. I am interested to see how this squad is going to change over the coming month with the transfer window.
I think there might be quite a lot of outgoings.
I think there's going to be a lot of outgoings.
There probably does need to be.
I do. We're probably going to touch on this after the Mariners game. We'll do like a big, like, who
January
should stay, who should go, January window thing. But look, to echo Will's sentiment, we are getting better. We are getting real better. And
definitely.
My one thing about how bright the future is of this club is that you look at the young guys that we've had this season coming in and performing. Jab hasn't had a chance, but we know how good he is. Diabreu gets better with every single game I watch.
He's just a consistent baller.
He's been really, really good.
Yeah,
he's been
should have. I was saying this in another group chat. Sorry, he should have whacked Juan Mata. Operation Prius.
Juan's such a nice guy.
Soleimani is coming into his own.
Yep.
He's doing really, really well. I hope he continues with that. Trent Osler is proving himself to be a really handy squad player, as we've seen. He has good moments, yes.
Had a good last month or so.
Absolutely. And just in general, there are a lot of good young players.
Yeah.
Kwa, of course.
Mate, we were asking for some output. and
Finally.
he's
Finally got
been
it.
giving it to us.
Finally.
And this is without JK. This is without counting
Yeah.
Seb Despotovsky as well, who's coming
Lucky.
through.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No,
yeah,
but in
sorry.
terms of
Yeah,
young
yeah, yeah,
players,
yeah, sorry.
and the fact is, the academy still has more to give. We haven't seen Taddy Kazamba. We haven't seen Max
Season
Naylor.
starts soon too, by the way.
Absolutely. We haven't seen Daniel Jankulovski. There are so many players here in and around the academy that really could come in and genuinely stake a claim for being involved
Yeah,
in the squad
100%.
going forward. And that's fantastic. That's absolutely brilliant. But it also does beg the question of, you know, are we getting the best output from our senior players? What should they be doing more of? Because here's the thing is that I genuinely can't see any justification for dropping someone like a Diabreu when, you know, Timmins hasn't exactly performed that well.
I agree.
O'Neill hasn't performed that well.
We haven't really. We haven't seen him.
I understand that, but like
Timmins
in
has,
terms of what we've gotten out of Brandon, would I rather get Brandon on the bench for a late game change, or would I rather keep Diabreu so he gets the experience?
I still think, I still think he's good to have on the bench as like an experienced option.
I agree with
But
that.
obviously he's
also
just had a
I also
baby,
feel
so
like
he's-
with Freeney and Boz are doing as well as they are, and the fact that you have Pennington to come off as a bench option,
And you got Amos,
you have Timmins, who's a very experienced A-League player and about 5 years younger, and you have Amos when he finally gets back to full fitness. You know, where's the value in someone like a Brandon O'Neill? And
there isn't a whole lot, unfortunately.
Unfortunately not.
It's just harsh because I
Another
do
one wanna
genuinely
mention-
feel like
another
he
one I wanna
played
mention
well.
real quick, and this is going to break my heart. It's going to break Will's heart as well.
Oh, Riz.
Risdon.
I was going to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
this.
I
I don't think
don't-
there's a spot for him.
I don't think there's a
Yeah.
spot for Risdon in the squad
But
anymore,
to be fair,
unfortunately.
this just has to be where the team has to evolve naturally.
Because
Absolutely,
we can't just
but
keep playing
He-
our old
yeah,
players.
here's the thing.
develop
We
new.
have to draw the line
Yeah.
somewhere. I love Risdon, and we were saying it towards last season as well when his legs were clearly starting to go, that he was still putting up okay performances. He was still giving it his all. He played
see.
a full 90 against the Victory, I think it was, with a broken rib.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's just now that we're seeing Shamoon, he's coming through doing really well. Labib has shown that he can fill in there,
got
even though it's not
Kazamba
his
that's
best
on a scholarship
position.
deal.
Trent
Kazamba's
can
on a
play on
scholarship
the-
deal.
Trent can play the
Scholarship
right
deal.
back.
Trent Osler, his best position probably is right back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Risdon's probably on the way out in terms of his professional career, and it is really sad because I love Josh Risdon.
But again,
it's like
it's
He's an
it
A-League
happens.
goat.
It's you know
It's just the cycle.
every
forever
player
love
is
Josh
yeah
Risdon, no
absolutely
matter
every
what.
player is going to reach that stage in their career where they do
Yeah.
start to slow down. Unfortunately, the squad is now ahead of where we need to be in terms
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
what Josh Risdon can provide.
he's the last player left from that squad
the chosen 12 grand
He
final.
is.
with Ferguson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
Josh, just some final thoughts from you on the Victory game.
I mean, I do genuinely see a way up. I think we just got to obviously come back from this and beat Mariners next week, and I can see week by week we are getting better. And one thing separate, I know this is a Perth Glory podcast, but
Yeah.
I just want to just say something on just about A-League coaches in general and how, like, I know it's easy because we've been there to be stubborn on a coach, but you look, everyone was writing off Arthur Dillers, whatever,
Yeah.
same thing, mate.
Yeah, first.
And look, he's just won the last 4 games in a row, and now Victory are back up to the top. And
Stajcic did say this as well.
Yeah.
minute you're a shit coach, the next minute you're a great coach.
so,
Are we going to do the fan ratings as well? Do we-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but was your argument about Dill's like he's a better coach?
no. I just think he's a good coach, and I think the league's very tight. You can't just write off a coach. So
Well,
we've still got half an hour.
yeah. We've still got
Well,
time.
we've got the fan ratings and Mariners
we'll just
preview.
Yeah,
start.
that's what I'm saying. So yeah,
Yeah.
we've still got
So,
plenty of time.
Player ratings. These aren't necessarily too family friendly, these ratings, so just a bit of a warning. Matt Sutton, you guys gave him a 4.9, we gave him a 4.3. Shabelle Shamoon, you guys gave him a 5.1, we gave him a 5.3. Brian Kaltak, you guys gave him a 5.8, we gave him a 5.3. Scott Wooden, you guys gave him a 5.7, we gave him a 5.3. Sam Sutton, you guys gave him a 4.6, we gave him a 4.5. Reece Pozanovsky was the man of the match for the Melbourne Victory
valid.
game.
I gave him an 8.
So you guys gave him a 6, we gave him a 7.4. Will Freeney, you guys gave him a 6, we gave him a 6.6. Nicholas Pennington, you guys gave him a 4.4, we gave him a 4.1. Arion Suleimani, you guys gave him a 4.3, we gave him a 5.5. Tom Lawrence, you guys gave him a 5.5, we gave him a 6.5.
Whoa, hold on.
Whoa, Tom.
Wait. Sorry. Can we go back to the Arion Soleimani.
Yeah, back-to-back
they gave him a
ratings.
what?
A 4.3.
I mean, he did. He should have.
Really?
Yeah, he should have scored.
Okay, but
He
like
should have
that's
scored,
not
but
enough
he
to
still
say he didn't
did
play bad.
Yeah, but we-
It might have been
Good
more
game.
anonymous, probably, in the sense like it
Yeah,
wasn't much
sure,
of
but
a
I still think he
prominent
had a
impact.
pretty
But
good
also,
game.
you got to remember when we lose, automatically no one gets higher than a 7.
I understand that, but a 4.3 is outrageous.
That's like
But
average.
then also let's look at the next
No, it's
rating.
not.
Tom.
below average. It is-
when we-
sorry, for your standards, 7 is actually average.
Yeah,
So-
7's average. Yeah,
This
that's
is nuts.
so true.
But is it not fair though to say that we probably like again he's not played many minutes, he's still growing and learning all that sort of thing.
No.
Soleimani hasn't provided that much just yet in terms of output beyond movement.
Need to have a lot of people to
That's
be
true.
I still think he's like,
But I'm
yes,
talking
he's
about Sula,
going to
though,
make
so-
mistakes. I still think he's solidified a spot in this team.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
He's got
for sure.
there's plenty of upside with him, so hopefully he can push on the next few weeks at home. So we did Lawrence, Trent Osler. You guys gave him a 6.3. We gave him a 6.4. Adam Taggart. You guys gave him a 4.2. We gave him a 4.8. Quan Go. You guys gave him a 6.8. We gave him a 7.6. Luke Amos. You guys gave him a 6.3. We gave him a 7.3. Gio Diabrio, you guys gave him a 4.8. We gave him a 5.1. And then Adam Griffiths, you guys gave him a 5.5. We gave him a 6.
We must have all given him a 6.
Yeah, mate.
Quick maths. Yeah. So, we will touch on the Mariners preview. Central Coast. Oh
No,
my-
I'm just surprised by that.
No, we all gave him a 6.
No, because I knew I gave a 6, but I thought James would have given like a 4.
Oh, no, because to be fair, like, what my thinking was like.
If we lose,
No. I was feeling a little bit helpless for him because it was like in terms of options to change the game, in terms of attacking options, I felt he couldn't really do that much. The only thing I'd criticize him for is not having a robust enough game plan the moment we win the ball back beyond transition.
I just think that I can't really give him too much crap considering that we did so well in the first half. Like you said earlier,
Nah, the first 20. That's it.
I think we defended relatively well.
I get what he's trying to do. He was trying to play the reverse card of like, okay, we're now 1-0 up. Let's drop back and do what we've had done to us. And it just didn't work, and that's fine.
Holy
my word, that's huge.
Quick, get a shoot, Josh.
No, that's a red back.
Well, we kind of need a shoot then, mate. Sorry, viewers.
It's not a red curtain as well. How did you spot that? That's mental.
Fuck. That might need to be.
black spider.
Well, yeah, but it's got a red back.
Oh, Josh, can we sacrifice the shoot?
Mate, why am I doing
the
it?
spider, bro?
Well, yours
Shut
can
up.
come off.
Wait, where's he gone?
It's behind the curtain now. Well, he's in between the folds of the curtain.
Ooh!
Oh, yes. Oh, he's a nasty
Can we keep this all in the episode? By the way,
Josh, don't move it. Josh.
what are you doing, bro?
What is that going to do? You're just pissing him off.
For the viewers at home, they're gonna open up the curtain.
Okay.
There we go. Podcast exclusive right there for the people at home.
Josh, nah, stop. Josh, stop, bro.
No, don't let the fucker out.
Why have we just left? We've just pissed him off and we've left him there.
Well, we'll try and do the Mariners preview with
I'm not touching that.
fucking hell.
I didn't ask you to.
I'm not throwing. Why am I throwing my shoe on it, mate?
Because you're closest.
Yeah,
You've got the biggest muscles.
Yeah, Josh.
that is true.
Josh, stop, bro.
Bro, where the fuck is
Okay, okay.
Annoying you.
Where's it gone? Okay, Mariners. So, and if one of us dies on podcast, it's because of that spider.
hope it's
So,
Josh. You're the one annoying him.
Mariners, Central Coast Mariners. So they are currently rock bottom.
Will's
on
now looking around the rest of the room for
No, you're right.
spiders.
They're currently last on the table. They had that incident with Brisbane Roar on New
Oh, what a
Year's
load
Eve.
of shit.
The police were called, and Warren Moon was depressed, and now he's going to be sued by Brisbane Roar. So,
20 years at the club just to get sued by them.
Hey, they've got no legal grounds to sue him.
What did he
Brisbane?
actually say?
Yeah, because he didn't say
Let's
it.
ask
He
Chris
didn't
Harold.
say anything that defames him.
Yeah, Chris Harold, if you're by chance listening to this, could you give us some lawyer expertise?
Well,
But what did he say?
well, he was instigating that there was inappropriate or unprofessional conduct by Brisbane players that caused police involvement.
It's called playing for Brisbane.
It's called living.
To bring it back, can we get some thoughts on the Mariners game itself? What do we think? Because straight off the bat,
think we need
must
to win.
win, and if it's not a win, yeah.
If we don't win, there has to be a question.
If we don't win,
But what is the question?
On what
Why the fuck
question?
can we not beat the teams that we're supposed to beat?
Yes.
That should be the question.
Then we've got a home form problem, which I don't know how is possible.
Yeah, look,
Because we literally have one of the best away forms in the league.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The recent wins we've had, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just going to fact check this, have come against, besides the Jets not being in on goal difference, against top 6 sides. You know, we beat MacArthur, we beat City, and we beat the Jets.
Yeah.
Not easy opponents. The Jets are one of the most informed teams in the league, as you've seen. Obviously, they've had a bit of a turnaround since that game
Yeah.
where they were struggling a bit, but then ever since that loss, they've just switched it on and they've been very, very good. But then we've been losing games that you could argue...
Mariners, Phoenix.
Although
you
you can... so those are a bit of anomalies.
Yeah, no, but we don't count the day ones.
How long are they anomalies? Because it consistently happens
we
that we
look-
lose to teams that we could beat.
Okay.
Let's talk
No,
about
Like,
just
you look at
Adam
the ga- you
Griffiths'
look at some of the-
games.
Yeah, just look at some of the games that we've lost under Adam Griffiths recently, right? Mariners, where we should have won that game.
Okay.
Yes.
We had Phoenix, or was that under? That wasn't under Driller, was it? No.
There was on Driller.
Sorry.
Phoenix.
The 2-2.
No, I'm not talking about.
What do you think about all the games we've lost?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so Mariners,
Yeah.
we lost that.
Yes.
We should have won it. I'm talking about the games that we
Adelaide-
should have won.
okay, so-
Adelaide was another one that we
For
should have won.
me, Adelaide was
We
the
didn't.
worst one we've lost.
Yeah. But
Yes.
what I think is going to be very clear is that I think it's very likely that the Mariners game is going to follow a very similar trend to all the home games that we've had thus far under Griff, where I think Mariners are going to sit back and go, "Psst, break us down."
I think Mariners, if we lose to the Mariners, that's
bad.
That's really bad.
That's
'Cause Adelaide
problematic.
are a top 6 team that who are fighting to get in.
Yeah.
Sydney's obviously Sydney FC. They're very good. Melbourne Victory have... James, it's okay, buddy.
Where the fuck is it?
I don't know. Josh, this is all you, bro. You pissed him off. Victory are obviously also a very good team. But if you were... I'm talking... When I say we need to beat the Mariners, I'm saying...
Decimate.
I'm talking like foot on their head into the ground type.
Curb
I'm
stop.
talking like at least by 3. That's what I want.
Wow.
I want at least by 3 because the kind of football that we play on attack is good enough to beat this crappy Mariners team.
That's only when we can transition. We can't play that
That's
attacking.
fair.
We don't score goals when we have more than
let's
50% of the ball.
Let's say either a 3-0 win because they didn't defend deep the whole game, or a 1-0 win,
I'm not taking one.
but we had like an 85% possession and whatever.
And we
Like,
need to keep a clean sheet.
We do, yeah.
Yes, clean
But
sheet
this is
is
the
a
thing.
must.
Right now, it's a must win because we're currently 10th. That's how far we've dropped
yeah,
to
it's a
because of
But,
Wellington
okay,
and
you're
everyone
saying
else,
that is
yeah.
one thing, but also if a win and some other right results will then either back into just
Yeah, of
outside the
course,
top
but
six.
it,
One win
but it
takes us to
accentuates that we need to
seventh.
get points, especially at home,
Yeah,
because we've
these
only had
next 2
we've had
games
what
are
one
pivotal.
win and 1 draw at home. The rest have all been losses.
Yes.
That's it. That for me doesn't make any sense. How our home form has been
Interesting stat,
shit.
by the way. Interesting stat, by the way.
Yep.
If you take out those 2 losses to the Mariners and Adelaide, 2 games that we all agree we should have won.
Yeah.
If those were wins, we would be second right now.
Well, we probably
You said that about a lot of teams.
yeah,
though, to
you
be
could.
fair.
But it's like, I think it's particularly the
But
case for us
I'm
because
not
of how
running
similar
a
those
Melbourne
losses.
City YouTube channel.
That's fair.
What a terrible point to make.
Oh,
Joking.
Josh.
No.
I'm joking, Alex. I'm joking.
He's
I'm
going to
joking.
destroy you.
Shut up, Josh.
I'll shoot you, blast you.
Oh, we won a game. That means I have to give the
So,
bench player
I
a
think
7.
we need to pick up, just looking at what's going on, I want in the next 4 games, 3 are at home, 1's away.
Maximum
And
points.
the 1 away is against the Wanderers. So let's
Well, that's got to have.
Oh, we got
fine.
to.
I want at least 8. I want 2 wins and at least 2 draws. I want to go undefeated. I get one of them is in Auckland, but that's also at home.
Yeah.
So
The next one at home.
The next
well,
3
we did it last season with Dave and we won, didn't we?
Yeah, but that's because we had Doggy Carlucci.
passion ball.
I
mean,
think-
yeah, but
Okay,
No.
we'll get into that later, but I do agree with you,
Later.
Will.
Yeah.
We've got 10 minutes, bro.
They got 10.
No, like as in another episode.
Oh, right, all right, yeah.
When we're closer to playing Auckland. But I agree with you, Will. We need at least 8 points.
100%. If we're serious about making finals, and this isn't a rebuild year,
But to keep it somewhat narrow, these next 2 home games have to wins against Central Coast and Brisbane.
Agreed.
Brisbane's a tough
I think
one.
that Brisbane game is going to be an all-timer, by the way. We're either going to lose
We always have
badly
all-
or
yeah.
it's going to be a magical win.
Luke Amos Thunderbolt again, but we win, please.
Can I talk about the Mariners? No.
Yes.
No.
Sure.
Guys,
I
Darren's dead. No, like the Glory just tweeted about Darren the robot, and apparently he's not at the game today.
Oh, for fuck's
no.
sake.
Denying
All
rumours
right,
that he's hungover.
Alex, give us your thoughts on the Mariners game.
Look, I think it's going to be a tough one. I think the Mariners are going to do some of the similar shit they did last time and try and sit deep to try and hit us on the break late.
Yep.
I do hope that we have the ability to be able to get in front early. I am interested to see what kind of role Tags is going to play in this. I
hope he starts and just gets on a rhythm.
I do hope that he starts as well.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, okay, you know what? Sorry, Alex.
This is a reverse, by the way. You're cutting off Alex now. This is crazy.
With Taggart, do you think because Suleimani had a good City game, he started and got more minutes? Because I thought Tags would have had more minutes because surely he would have been fitter.
I don't think he's
No,
Do you think it's a fitness thing or?
It's up there, Will. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Now
Stay there.
It's a tough one to say because I don't know what Tags' physical fitness is like right now because obviously he's just coming back from injury. We don't know the extent of the injury. Remember last week?
I think it was a heel issue.
Remember against Melbourne City, we were told all the way going up into that game that Tags was just on the bench. He wasn't going to get subbed on unless it was an emergency.
True.
And then he just gets subbed on anyway. So we don't know what's going on with Tags' fitness. I would hope that he is fit enough to start against the Mariners, and I probably would start him even though Suleimani's had 2 good games. He hasn't really produced any output in terms of goals. He got 1 assist, which was really nice, and he's created some really nice space for Tom Lawrence, but he hasn't been clinical.
I think we're maybe better off starting him early on and then bringing on Suleimani later.
I agree with that, but also I just don't think that this is going to be a game for Suleimani full stop because I do expect the Mariners to sit really deep. And this is more a game for a Fox and Lock striker rather than a runner.
So when we played Mariners earlier this season, we had 56% possession, and this was the game where we had 37 crosses. So if we get to a point where we're coming up against a deep block, if our only solution is cross, I'm going to fucking tear my hair out.
But I don't think it will be because I think we saw that we've managed to somehow, well, not somehow, but like we've seen that there's actually an idea. We saw in the two Melbourne games that we actually have an idea of what we want to do in terms of our attack.
But again, it's against a side that's pressing us high.
I understand that, and I have confidence in Griffo that he would have looked at the losses we've had to low blocks and has been working on that in the training.
That's something that we've got to,
I think the decider, if we score a goal early, we'll win.
Look,
I agree.
I agree with that, but also I think it's more just because the more time you allow a team like Central Coast to get into their low block and to sort of get accustomed to it, the more you risk not being able to get that goal.
Yeah.
Should we get into starting lineups? I think this is probably
I feel like, can we even do that? Because we don't know who's going to be fit and who's not going to be fit.
That is true, but I do assume that it's probably
that JK and Despo will be back.
Yeah, I think they both said they will.
Yeah, I assume it's going to be more of the same compared to what we saw over the victory trip. I do think that in an ideal world, JK is fit enough to start, and you do start
Despo
him
off the bench
with Despo off the bench.
Yeah, that's fair.
I reckon JK will be fit enough to start.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a doctor, mate.
Vince Rigari? No. I think because we were having a chat with I was having a chat with JK after the Adelaide game, and I think he was mentioning that if the Melbourne trip was that big, I think I could be wrong, but I think if they were coming back to Perth and then heading back over to Melbourne to play victory,
I'd assume that would have been the case for Liz Eliasky as well, because we know that he was almost back to 100%.
He's basically he should be fine now.
So. Look, with the lineup, I don't think there's going to be too many changes. I would like to see JK back in the starting 11. If you had to give me what I think the starting 11 would be or what I'd hope it would be within it being in realistic parameters, I'd say Matt Sun in goal, same back four, same double pivot. I'd say Kucharski on the right.
Yes.
I would actually consider starting Quire and Go.
I think you have to reward him.
I would consider starting Quire. And especially if you are going to allow Mariners, if the Mariners are going to plan to sit in a low block, you want someone on from early who's going to challenge them. Who's not going to allow them to relax and get to that low block.
You have to reward the guy.
I know I said at the start of the podcast.
Top, I would have Tags and Lawrence.
I know I said at the start of the podcast, he's not ready to start, but I think for this game where we need to attack early, I think
he's perfect.
He's perfect for that.
I do want to make one,
but also it's harsh on Trent for him
it
to be.
It is, but at the same time,
it's profiles and what works best.
It's profiles.
You got to play to the strengths of the team.
We just need to go at him.
I do want to make one point as well that I've not heard anyone bring up yet, but I think we probably should.
Okay.
Scott Wootton, 1 yellow card away from a suspension, with the next 3 games being Mariners, Brisbane, and then it's away to the Wanderers, right?
Mariners, Brisbane, Wanderers, Auckland, I think.
Yeah. I would genuinely consider starting Adriano Labib for the Brisbane game if Zach. No, hold on. if we don't see a if Scott Wood, I would start Scott Woodden against the Mariners.
Oh, yeah.
Probably. If he gets a yellow card against the Mariners, misses Brisbane, it is what it is. That's fine. I would rather
I'd
he
rather
do that.
he's there for Brisbane.
I would honestly rather he were there for the Wanderers.
I'd
And
rather.
I would
Did
rather.
he
I would
pick up
rather.
a yellow yesterday?
No.
I'd rather he picked up a yellow yesterday then.
Yeah, true, but
So he couldn't play
God
Mariners.
damn it, Scott.
I would rather Scott be there for the away game against the Wanderers, which is a tough place to go away, and I would rather him be there for the game at Auckland. I don't want him to risk suspension. I'm not saying get a yellow on
need him there
purpose
for-
against Central Coast. I'm just saying that in an ideal world, I think either Zach or Andriano Labib comes into the starting 11 for one of those games, for one of those two games. I don't think Hayden Fox is ready to start yet, purely just because we've only seen bench cameos, and he has looked good,
Yes.
but he's not ready to come into a starting spot just yet. I would very much be interested in seeing a Jab and Caltac centre back pairing, just in terms of the physical
pace on
fucking
that.
dominance
Yeah.
you would get.
He could play such a high line.
could.
But here's the thing is that if we are going to play against the Mariners, a team that we know is going to sit back deep and then look to hit quick on a counter, well, then it would be pretty good to have two insanely quick centre backs, and also that would allow Sutton or Sharmoon to get a little higher up the pitch because you do have more recovery pace there. So I would be interested to see how that would work. I think Brisbane are probably not going to sit as deep as the Mariners because they do have more ability about them. So I do think that kind of game is one where I would genuinely probably rather even have Scott Wootton for that.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, I think that Jab or Lizalaski would start this game, probably Jab with Caltac, and then the next game you would have Wootton and Caltac back as your centre back pairing.
Just because I'm conscious of time, Will, would you make any changes to the starting 11?
No, I don't think so.
It's all right, it's up there.
If it's the same fitness level, no. But I think no matter who or what you
You
have,
just
in
said
the
you have
team,
to reward Quire and go with the start, and then said, no, I wouldn't change
I'm
anything.
about to make. I'm about to elaborate. All right.
We'll do it quicker then.
Oh, shit. I did not hear that come from your mouth, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
How'd I go, Will?
Sorry.
Come on,
honestly,
Will. We need clips.
Him talking that much has fried my brain. I'm sorry. If Tags is fit, he starts no matter what.
Yep.
I think I don't know who's going to be fit. I think Penno, the experiment has to end.
At wing,
It's done.
Yeah,
Right. I think you could get away with it against the Mariners because they're going to be dropping so deep. You don't really need the pace.
I wouldn't want to even try
because there's no point playing behind.
Yep.
So it wouldn't surprise me if we see Penno there again because there's no point to have pace on the wings if there's no point to running behind. Right.
Yep.
So I could see him staying there. But if he does stay there, I'd like Kwar to come off the bench at half time, not with 20 minutes left.
Yep.
I would rather Kwar starts. It's just I don't think he will. I think we're going to keep Penno on the wing.
I probably wouldn't make any changes myself, pending what the fitness levels of
If
everyone.
Amos is fully fit,
No.
What?
He's not fully.
No. If he was fully fit, would you start him?
I want to reward form. It's like I want to reward form. I know he's your go, but I want to reward form. Bozanovsky and free.
10 minutes of Amos was enough for me to reward.
Yeah, but he's your go.
I will say this as
your
well.
analysis is therefore.
I will say this as well. When we do have the
so Wooten's bad. Then is what you're saying. Because you're a Wooten fanboy, so therefore everything you say about Wooten is bad.
when we
shouldn't listen to me. No.
Right, when we do have a fully fit Amos back, I genuinely do think that we could see an experiment with a three-man midfield with
It makes
Amos
sense.
being the pivot, the single pivot.
But Josh, would you make any changes?
I do think we'd see that.
I mean, realistically, assuming that JK's fit, then the only change I probably. Actually, no, I'd start Kwar.
Score predictions around the table. Go, Will.
2-0
To who?
Perth.
Alex, I'm gonna say 2-0 as well.
2-1.
Depends who our referee is. If we get
Casey Rybelt or Skinner.
if it's Rybelt or Skinner, we lose.
I have a question. I have a question.
Yes.
So, what's his on his last yellow card that he can get? Right.
Yes.
Okay. So if he gets one against the Mariners, who's the captain against Brisbane?
Tags.
Tags.
Because
Okay.
he'd probably be back in.
Stupid.
Okay. Well, no, because Rizzo's obviously normally the guy.
No, he's not.
Is he not?
Tags and Woods are co-captains.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Then why did the okay? I can't lie. The commentary team told me it was Risdon, and I just.
He might have been, yeah.
I swear I've seen him with the armband on.
Oh, look at
Probably.
this silly little boy.
No, wait, no. I swear Rizzo's been wearing the armband over Tags when they're both on the field together.
I mean, he was the captain of Western United.
Yeah. Okay, I could be wrong, but no, I was thinking tags
We've been
as well,
chewing
but-
off the viewers' heads for almost 2 hours. Are there any final points before we wrap it up?
No.
Spider's looking at Josh pretty hungry.
Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into the first episode of 2026 of the Glory Days podcast. We appreciate all your support over the last year throughout 2025. It was an absolute pleasure. I'm assuming everyone's got some New Year's resolutions. I'm sure
No.
the Glories is to
No.
finish top 6. Well,
I don't buy the word nonsense.
your New Year's resolution should be to subscribe to the Glory Days podcast and
Like,
get us
share.
to 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2026. Let's make it happen, ladies and gents. Apart from that, it's been a really good episode. We will come to you
No one's
off
here.
the back.
They've all clicked off now.
We'll come to you off the back of the Central Coast Mariners game.
Hopefully
So
quicker
hopefully
than-
off the back of a big win that
Fingers
could potentially
crossed.
see us closer to the top 6, but we will wait and see with that. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and until the next episode, it is bye for now.
Yep.
All right.